an hour to the close after an earlier rally evaporated. The Dow's now down 23 points. The White House sending a message to accused gang members after last night's Supreme Court decision allowing a wartime law for deportations.
Our message to the monster Tren de Aragua and MS-13 terrorists still hiding illegally inside our country is clear. Deport yourself now, or you will be locked up and sent back to your home country.
Spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt calls the ruling a smackdown to a district court judge they say has tried to stop the president from using constitutional power to protect communities. The Supreme Court also ruled migrants subject to removal under the Alien Enemies Act must receive notice and time to challenge removal. Leavitt also telling reporters this weekend talks with Iran will be direct. Iran disputes that. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
State government looking at ways to deal with the flooding. A mostly sunny afternoon. You've got rain coming back tomorrow. It's 38 downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02.
We're looking into Okra and how can Okra help in the relief funding of the flooding.
Okra is the Office of Community and Rural Affairs.
I mean, there's roads that are just gone down in southern Indiana right now. And, I've talked to multiple leaders of communities, and they're saying we need funding. We don't have the money to deal with it.
Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith on WIBC's Kendall and Casey saying he and the governor have both been busy the past couple of days finding out about the flooding and looking at how state money can be used to help. In Clark County, the Ohio River is still rising, and communities are waiting to see just how bad the flooding will get. It's been compared to the flooding in 1997, if you remember that. As of this morning, houses along the river underwater. The property tax bill is not providing you with enough relief as it is now, says Lieutenant Governor Beckwith. He's not happy with what the General Assembly has come up with and says he's waiting to hear from Governor Braun on what the plan is.
I don't think he's happy about it. I think he's trying to figure out how can we get the best, quickest amount of relief to the people right now. And, maybe he has to veto it. Maybe he has to call a special session. And if he does that, I will be 100% behind him if he chooses to do so.
Measles in Indiana. John Herrick reports.
On Monday night, the Indiana Department of Health said the person who has the measles is an unvaccinated minor in Allen County. That person is stable and recovering. This is the first time someone in Indiana has had the measles since a Hoosier in Lake County contracted it in 2024. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The average price for gas in Indiana has been coming down. It's $3.22 on average now. In Sheridan, you can find it for $2.62. That's the cheapest in the state. In Leesburg, it's $2.64. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
For over 20 years, Howard Bailey Financial has been helping families just like yours gain clarity, confidence, and purpose with personal and practical financial strategies. And now, we're offering our full suite of services on Rangeline Road, right in the heart of Carmel, making it even easier to meet with our experienced team face-to-face. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating life transitions, or just need guidance for your financial future, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Text CARMEL to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is independent.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road, and Southeastern Avenue still closed between Sherman Drive and English Avenue for train derailment. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A cold start this morning. We've got temperatures into the 20s. We will climb into the 40s this afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. Clear and chilly tonight, lows near 30. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Hammer, how about a little good news to start off this segment? The worst of the Indiana flooding is over. Again, good. I don't know what happened while I was gone last week, but you guys here in Indy just were poured upon every day of the week.
And it wouldn't stop. Like, yes, right. Some time was heavier than others, but even when it slowed down, it just kept raining.
Was there any sun at all
No,
last week?
No. A lot of wind, very little sun. The only sun you got was like when it was hot, and then the cold front came in afterwards to bring that initial first big thunderstorm that spawned tornadoes.
So, again, the worst of the flooding is over. The water is finally starting to recede.
Well, that's good news because, man, some of our friends down in Columbus, again, Thompson Furniture Country down there, it's still pretty bad. Like, the water is up still on some streets, but you're right. It's starting to recede a little bit. Bartholomew County, specifically Columbus, they had it bad. Now, parts of Jackson County in the WIBC listening area, they're still underwater as well. The effects of the White River having so much rain, and then the domino effect of where that leads into has caused some flooding in Jackson County. But that's the good news, right? You're telling me that's the good news. The bad news, more rain is in the forecast for tomorrow and Thursday. Now, we're not expecting anything to the level of what we had last week, but more rain is in the forecast. I know it's Indiana, and it's wonky every year. Sometimes it's 80 in November.
Every year.
Sometimes you get freeze warnings in April. But I got to be honest, I'm a little bit over this. I'm a little bit over the cold the wet and the wind.
Let me tell you something, and we said it yesterday in this segment. Why don't you quote the late, great Grandpa Hammer?
Told me this when I was early on. It stayed with me for my entire life.
Wait, how early on was it when he said these words to you?
Probably 6 years old. I'd say 6 years old.
Okay. What were those words?
If you don't like the weather in Indiana, go to hell.
I think I would have liked your grandpa.
Oh, he was awesome. Never missed one of my ball games, man. He was there. He was like the first one there, too. Like, he would tailgate.
That's funny.
He would tailgate like a 7th, 8th grade basketball game and be the first one there. Never missed anything in high school. He was awesome. He was awesome, taken from me way too soon from somebody that should not have a driver's license, which is a big point of conversation these days.
But 6 years old, though, that's when he said that to you. Do you remember the context or the circumstance? Or
I think it was just like raining constantly, and I was like, rain stinks. I want to go outside and play. I want to go play ball with my friends. Hey, if you don't like the weather in Indiana, go to hell. And it stayed with me. I still remember it.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
We've got some stories that feature law and order, so I feel like it would only be appropriate if the Attorney General of the great state of Indiana, Todd Rokita, led us into this next segment.
Okay.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
So remember that super liberal activist judge that said, hey, you can't take these Venezuelan gang members out of our country. You're not allowed to deport these people and fly them out. Only Biden can fly them in, but you can't fly them out. Well, now the update is the Supreme Court has stepped in and said, actually, he can. Now, there's a little bit more to it. There's a lot of legal stuff. But long story short, the nuts and bolts here is the Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump does indeed have the authority to use the Alien Enemies Act against the Venezuelan gang members and illegals.
Little side note, just do with this what you will. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, she joined the court's 3 liberal justices in the minority in this decision. Don't have to get into the weeds into it right now. Just know that, I mean, this is like, the catch is the justices didn't actually, they ruled on whether the use of the act was correct, only that the challenge brought against it was made at the wrong venue. Okay, so it's in the weeds. It's a win for Trump.
Right.
But there's some caveats to it, and just know that the judge that wanted all the rapists and the criminals that were let into this country by Joe Biden aren't coming back.
So this Tren de Agua gang, this Venezuelan gang, super violent, right? Trump flies them out, and Amy Coney Barrett, the Supreme Court justice, sides with the Venezuelan gang members. So what you can do right now, Nigel, if you go to our Twitter, @HammerandNigel, you're going to see an updated photo of Justice Amy Coney Barrett and where she really stands in regards to Venezuelan gang members. @HammerandNigel on Twitter right now.
Okay. @HammerandNigel. I'm not even going to describe.
She's made her loyalties clear of where she stands, which side she's got. So if you want to see what we're talking about, on Twitter,
that's great.
@HammerandNigel.
That's incredible.
More legal stuff here. Transgender woman was arrested for using the women's restroom at a state capitol. Now, this transgender college student from Illinois planned to defy Florida's law by using the women's restroom in the Florida state capitol. Florida is one of 2 states, Florida and Utah, that criminalize using the wrong restroom.
Yeah, you got a crank. You can't go take a leak in a women's bathroom. I don't care if you have long hair and wearing a dress. It ain't happening.
Right. So Florida State Capitol building, this college student from Illinois who identifies as transgender decided to make a scene and use the opposite bathroom. Bada bing, bada boom. She was arrested by the Capitol Police in Florida when she tried to enter the women's restroom, and now she faces 60 days behind bars. The ACLU's got their panties in a twist now, but...
So there was a scene made. In other words, this person, this man, could have dressed up as a woman, pulled it off. I was about to say pulled it out.
you wouldn't be wrong. You're not wrong.
So they made a scene. I was wondering how everybody knew that this person was a man pretending to be a woman going into this bathroom. So this was a political statement, in
Correct.
other words.
This was somebody that wanted a video.
They were planning on getting arrested.
Right.
Okay.
They wanted to make as big of a deal as they can because it's all about them. Well, mission accomplished. Have fun in jail.
I'm assuming Florida sent this person to a women's jail?
Oh, no. Okay. You're going to go to the jail where your genital says you belong.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you've got a crank, you're going to an all-crank jail. You got a catcher's glove, you're going to the all-catcher's glove jail. That's it. It's really not that complicated.
Jacksonville, Florida, all-crank jail.
That's what it says on the outside. All big block letters. Nige, if you need a reason to drink tonight, Allison, please give me some mood music.
Yeah!
Oh,
yes.
Inject that into my veins.
Let me soak it in here.
Never meaning no harm.
Happy 65th birthday to John Schneider, a.k.a. Bo Duke, on the Dukes of Hazzard.
Wow, he's young. 65?
Also played the role of Jonathan Kent on Smallville, country music singer as well. 65. I thought he'd be a little bit older.
I was thinking the same thing, and I was also reminded of, like, during the week when I would watch Dukes of Hazzard with my parents, and they would make me go to bed in the middle of the show. I don't know if it was on too late or on at 8 or 9 o'clock. I was infuriated as a kid. Please do not make me stop watching Dukes of Hazzard in the middle of the show. Tantamount to child abuse, I think, back then, Hammer.
I agree.
We didn't have a VCR. We couldn't afford anything to record. There was nothing to record it.
Dude, VCR back in that day was like something NASA scientists used.
I know.
We're not Rockefeller over here.
Oh, but I would love to meet John Schneider. I would love to get his autograph, actually. I have a giant Dukes of Hazzard poster back in my...
You do. That's right.
And it's not mine. It's my neighbor Dylan's, friend of the show. I would love to get that signed just for him. 65, not bad.
So here are my thoughts on the TV show Dukes of Hazzard, which I used to love as well. Friday nights, I'd be at my grandma and grandpa's house, Dukes of Hazzard at 8, and then Dallas at 9. That's a pretty solid back-to-back right there.
You would watch Dallas?
I love Dallas.
Really?
J.R. Ewing is on my Mount Rushmore of, awesome TV characters. Love J.R. Ewing.
Okay.
But going back to the Dukes of Hazzard, I know we got to hit traffic here, but...
No, you're good.
The Boar's Nest, the restaurant that Boss Hogg owned, I think would be a phenomenal place to have dinner. You can't look me in the eye and tell me that big fat bastard in the white suit and the white hat wouldn't have nothing but the best barbecue this side of the Mason-Dixon line.
How do you think he got that fat?
Right.
Yeah.
Like the food, the bootleg moonshine, and really before Hooters was a thing, he's got Daisy Duke walking around in those cutoffs serving me the food. That's all right. The Boar's Nest, man, I would eat there every single day. Number 2. When they try to replace the original Duke boys with those new Duke boys, remember?
The cousins?
Yeah, Coy and Vance.
Yeah.
I would have helped Boss Hogg and Roscoe arrest the Duke boys at that point. I would have brought them into custody. I would have tipped them off and sold them out, get these losers out of Hazard County. And lastly, any TV show with a character named Cooter, I will watch every single time. Every time. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Northbound 69 crash after 82nd Street on the right shoulder. Stop and go traffic back to 465. Also looking at 82nd Street, closed on the northeast side for Nickel Plate Trail construction. This is 82nd between Bash and Craig. Should reopen on April 15th. Eastbound 465 slows before Allisonville Road to I-69. Eastbound 70 stop and go Belmont into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, Nigel, I'm going to let you handle this question because I feel like I've answered it like a bunch of times. But you never know who's listening for the first time. Somebody on the Twitter feed asked, watching the YouTube camera, how come Nigel looks really clear and really lit up? Hammer's always in the shadows. Do you want to tackle this one here, Nigel?
Because your backdrop is Monument Circle.
Yes. I've got a big window back here. Now, Rob Kendall prefers to have the blinds down because he doesn't want anything to distract people from looking at his new hair. But I, on the other hand, I like to look at Monument Circle.
Yeah, if you drew those blinds, it would be, we could see you a lot better. We could see your Buc-ee's T-shirt.
I got 2 different lights going on here, too, and sometimes it just doesn't help.
Everybody calm down.
You never know when somebody might have a gun drawn on them on the circle like last Friday, and I kind of need to keep an eye on that.
Sorry, I missed that. I'm looking forward to Jeff Boggs talking about that.
Not all heroes wear capes, and Jeff Boggs may have been a hero last Friday. That's coming up here in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We're having a good time. Jump on that YouTube chat at WIBC's channel. Let's rock and roll.
Stop putting up with lousy well water. You just can't find anybody better than the pros at C&J. Great systems, great people too. C&J at 317-852-WELL.
So, yeah, you might be looking at your investments right now and cringing a little bit. But, there's a way you could make up for those losses, right? When you invest $200,000 or more, you get an upfront 20% bonus with Bill Demery. You'll also earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years.
Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy. 317-648-5120. Ask about the upfront 20% bonus on your deposit. That's a big deal. Bill Demery, he's my retirement guy. He should be your retirement guy. And just know that your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world. Call Bill Demery right now, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Quality Supply and Tool, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is looking for CDL drivers to serve out of our Indianapolis location. We're currently accepting applications for both CDLA and CDLB drivers. We offer competitive pay to qualified applicants. Work for an established and growing family-owned Indiana company? Please contact Brian Myers for more information at 317-690-2016. That's Brian Myers at Quality Supply and Tool, 317-690-2016.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Well, we're coming to your city.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Nigel Hammer's right there. Coach's Tavern. Wow. We got a road show coming up. Good Friday, April 18th, starting at 3 o'clock. And this is where it all began for us. Well, I don't know. Is that true?
The Ugly Monkey is where we spent the first few episodes. Our pal Soupy, Todd Soupy Campbell, awesome dude, probably listening right now. We had our program at his neck of the woods, but then parking became an issue. There was like a parking wench over there that was always giving everybody tickets.
I got towed.
You got towed once, so we ended up having to make a move, and our buddy Tom Sutton and Coach's Tavern took us in.
Adam Eisenberg,
Adam Eisenberg, and man, those guys are rock stars, and boy, that was about 5-6 years of just podcast after podcast, man. Great memories there.
And we're doing a live show here April 18th, Good Friday, going into Easter weekend. I think people are getting off work early. Usually Good Friday, I would assume people get off work and to go observe the weekend.
Right.
The meaning.
It's a very spiritual weekend, very religious weekend, but it's also a weekend to celebrate. And if you just want to do some good old-fashioned God-fearing celebrating, come down to Coach's Tavern with us, right? It's going to be a good time. Our goal is to set the capacity record for Coach's Tavern downtown. I want people there camping out. There's places to sit inside, a few on the outside. Not a lot, but there's a few places to sit outside. And, man, let's pack that joint. All of our old podcast pals are invited. I hope they show up. Some of them have committed to showing up. And it's Beer Sample Friday. So if you need a place to go, like-minded people all having a good time, this is it. Mark your calendars. A week from this Friday, Coach's Tavern downtown. Join us and let's have a good time. Now, speaking of Easter weekend, the New York Times has a report saying that because eggs are still a little pricey, the prices have gone down over the last month or so, but still a little expensive. The New York Times says people will be dyeing potatoes instead of Easter eggs this year to save money. Nige.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nobody's dyeing potatoes. The egg prices are going down. That was a big talking point when Trump first got elected. Oh, what happened to the price of eggs? The eggs prices are going up. There was bird flu. Okay?
And it was like 3 days into his presidency.
Yeah, and there was the people had to kill their stock until then they replenished, and the price of eggs is down again now. Okay,
right.
Everybody, calm down. I can't imagine anybody painting potatoes for an egg hunt. Does that make sense to you? Have you ever seen that? I've read about it. I guess I've seen it online, maybe. Painting potatoes to hunt instead of eggs. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You could go to, like, the dollar store and buy a crap ton of those little plastic eggs instead.
Oh, there's that too. Yes, of course.
Like, I'd rather do that than sit at home looking like a dork dyeing a potato. If you want to be a dork and dye a potato, be my guest. I'm team not being a dork. I'll either, buy the eggs, but if they're too expensive, I get it. If you can't afford it, find something else to do. But don't sit around and dye a potato like a dork. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
Men, if you're over 40, if you're struggling with some low energy, if you're not feeling yourself, Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of the conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. April only, the consultation is free. Treatment tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment right now. LowTCenter.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Flooding in Indiana. No rain this afternoon, but that will change again tomorrow with more rain possible. It's 38 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Some communities in southern Indiana are dealing with some of the worst flooding since 1997, especially along the Ohio River, where the water levels keep going up because of all the rain from this weekend. Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith telling WIBC he's looking into getting communities help through the Office of Rural and Community Affairs. He's also looking at the property tax bill, which was advanced this week in the General Assembly.
Politicians at the State House have tweaked Indiana Governor Mike Braun's idea for more property tax relief, leaving it without the real relief it needs, says Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith. Beckwith believes Braun will likely have to make a difficult choice if something's not done by the end of the legislative session in less than a few weeks.
Maybe he has to veto it. Maybe he has to call a special session. And if he does that, I will be 100% behind him if he chooses to do so.
That's Beckwith in a Tuesday morning interview with 93 WIBC's Kendall and Casey. Sean Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
As the Trump administration negotiates tariffs, Republicans are meeting today at the Capitol in D.C. to move the rest of President Trump's cost-cutting agenda forward. Fox Business correspondent Hillary Vaughn has more from the Capitol.
We're expecting that there's going to be movement in the House this week that would pass the framework for the budget package, but then all the details need to be filled in. And so really, after we get through this first hurdle, it's really not clear how long it will take to get all the details filled out and get both the House and the Senate somewhere where they could consolidate and come to a compromise and agree on something and ultimately send that to the president's desk. But this meeting could help convince some holdouts in the House to get to yes.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Who are they? Well, they're a sister company of Rhino Shield, and Premier Deck Coating is the product you need if you're tired of applying the same old stain and paint every couple of years to your deck. It's Terry, Stacy, and David and I have a deck that's probably 25 years old. The countless hours and the money that we spend on maintaining that deck never ends. And then we heard about Premier Deck Coating. Family owned, based right here in Indy, and they are going to completely transform our deck with their special formulated product, which repels moisture, scratch resistant in virtually any color that we want, and backed by a 10-year guarantee. No more spending time staining or painting every year. Premier Deck Coating will keep our deck looking great for years to come. Premier Deck Coating can also do fences and pergolas too. For a free quote, call 317-696-4071 or visit premierdeckcoating.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, northbound 69 before 96th Street. Crash on the right shoulder. Traffic stop and go back to 465. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Hardy into the south. Split a 3-minute delay. Crash on the west side. This is 10th east of Country Club Road. On the southeast side, guys, Southeastern Avenue still shut down from Sherman to English Avenue. That is because of a train derailment that happened Sunday, and we're still waiting on it for the reopen. It should have reopened. At least I was told it was going to reopen around noon today. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A cold start this morning. We've got temperatures into the 20s. We will climb into the 40s this afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. Clear and chilly tonight, lows near 30. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
He has been a writer for some of your favorite television programs, including The Late Show with David Letterman, and he's a fill-in host here at 93 WIBC. Jeff Boggs is with us. My friend, how are you?
I'm doing good. I had a great morning. My family and I spent most of the morning dyeing potatoes for the upcoming Easter celebration. So that was really cool. Didn't get a chance to hear you guys so far today, but hope everything's going great.
Yes, in no way did we mock those people dyeing potatoes, so you're just fine.
Yeah. Of course not.
Just fine. So you filled in for Big Knives last week, 4 days. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We had a great time. I thought it was interesting how much happened, Nigel, while you were gone. I mean, you sent us some tastefully done selfies of you enjoying your time on the beach.
Well, they were solicited.
Well,
I didn't randomly.
I didn't ask you for a nude selfie. I said, can you send me a picture to show me how your vacation is going? You sent back the selfie with the nipples cropped out.
You could have sent a picture of you and your family by the water, at the airport. You sent a thirst trap to Jeff Boggs.
Damn right I did. And it worked, didn't it?
It worked very well. It worked well. It was interesting, though, because while I was filling in and Allison was working so hard, Hammer, working hard as usual, Wednesday we had tornadoes.
Yes.
And then Friday we had a crazy guy on the circle with guns. And
you were right down there in the mix of that.
Well, and it's been a weird week because a lot of people are calling me a hero. They've sent me emails talking about how maybe I prevented something horrible from happening to the city. But all the while, this is John Herrick's down there. That was cool. Matt Bear filling everybody in on, don't come down here. It was a serious situation. Allison was doing stuff. And then Nigel was just on the beach.
Yes.
Just kind of hanging out. And can I just say this? Nigel's on the beach. And I listened yesterday for a couple minutes. And all I heard Nigel go, yeah, when we were flying back, it was cloudy.
I couldn't see the runway as I was landing in Indianapolis International Airport. That freaks me out a little bit. That's all I was saying.
All right.
It was cloudy. You were right. It was cloudy.
Yeah.
So while you're doing God knows what on a Speedo on the beach of Florida,
I wish.
Jeff Boggs is being the hero that nobody asked for, but we didn't know we needed.
Right. I actually thought there'd be more like interview requests, maybe the Indy Star. I don't know if they have my number or my email, but yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy breaking news live.
Talking about the Haitian guy with the flag that said Free Haiti and was firing off a gun.
Right.
You were able to get some footage of that on your cell phone?
Yeah, I was going downstairs just to get a little fresh air and walked right out into the middle of it. So
I so badly wanted to sneak up behind you and just yell, Haiti sucks, and run off just to see what happens.
And then have me standing there with my phone. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, listen, we got through it. Everybody did a great job.
I'm glad everybody's fine.
I'm glad Nigel had a week off and he's back.
Well, I noticed the initial cell phone footage looked like Andrew Luck's flip phone from 1999.
Now you're critiquing the quality of my footage.
It was awful.
Okay, but
I mean, it was like John Herrick had crystal clear HD footage. They interviewed the guy that the Haitian pointed the gun at, and I'm watching Boggs's phone, which
it looks like the Zapruder film.
But you're watching. Just to be clear, you're watching my phone while you're sitting on the beach in one of those short beach chairs, probably with your knees up, and you're drinking mini Zimas or something.
High Noons. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen,
even worse.
The footage did get better. I emailed Hammer the footage, and it was crystal clear. Although I will say, when I was down there for the first half hour, I was Johnny on the spot. I was the closest guy to the action. And then when I watched through my cell phone footage, I noticed John Herrick's 50 feet in front of me, right in front of the guy. So I get why they went with his footage.
He's ducking for cover, and there's Jeff Boggs in the back. I'm the hero. Please, interview requests. Please start the line around the corner.
We had something crazy happen one time on Letterman, the 53rd and Broadway, the office. There was a fire on top of it, and there were leaves that were burning or something. In my office, the people in the skyscraper across the street were yelling and pointing up. And long story short, I was the fire marshal of the 14th floor. I ran a great campaign.
Unofficially?
No, officially.
Okay.
And so we all had to evacuate the building onto 53rd Street, and it was a small fire, and nothing crazy, but all of the news is there. The New York media is there because Letterman on fire. And you can go back and find the article. For some reason, I just started quoting Top Gun. I was like, people are going to call me a hero, and they all flock to you. And I go, people are going to call me Jeff Boggs, Boggs, a hero. And it actually made it into the paper. My quote from Top Gun: when you're up there, you don't have time to think, you react. And I think I saved some lives today. That was the quote. And then Dave got a quote in that said, I was up on the roof saving interns. So it was, yeah. So listen, danger finds me.
Jeff Boggs joining us here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Did you stay up late to watch the Florida-Houston game?
Yeah, what a weird game. Like, it was a horrible first half game, but then it was, you knew Florida was going to come back. Like, you just felt like it was going to happen. And then that last play, I posted something on Twitter comparing it to Kevin dropping the chili in The Office. Like, it was the sloppiest.
They didn't get a shot off.
Yeah.
13 seconds left, down 2, and they don't get a shot off.
Yeah,
How does that happen?
Well, it was, you see Kelvin Sampson on the sideline barely moved. Like, for all 16 seconds, he's just staring at the play. So there's a debate on whether he could have dribbled the ball or not, because he didn't dribble when he received the ball, and then he jumped, and did that bounce count as his dribble?
Yeah.
But regardless, it was a total blown opportunity, and it almost leads you to think you need a different song than One Shiny Moment for that. You know, something maybe called You Crap the Bed or something, because you can't end that on One Shiny Moment. Houston blew it.
Yeah, they did. That was a rough ending, but it was a rough game, very physical. And my dad sent me a message watching the game. It's like, watching these two teams and how physical they are reminds me of how bad Indiana is right now.
Oh, man. I was going to bring that up. I thought the same thing. You're watching them play. Do we have anyone on our team who could have been in the starting five of either team?
But there's no one on the team.
It was like a 90s Pacers-Knicks game last night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was like. Just physical, knocking people down. Like, could you imagine some of the kids on IU's roster last year? They'd be in the corner crying.
They would have done their TikTok dances. They would have been crying. One quick thing. They panned the Houston cheerleaders. Rough group of women. Did you see the picture? They look like they could throw some hands too.
Yeah, and I mean, comparing them to like SEC cute Florida girls, though.
Yes.
Like everybody in the SEC, maybe outside of Vanderbilt, who's just there for baseball and academic standards, but every cheerleader in the SEC is pure smoke, every one of them. But then you get to Houston, which is kind of a commuter school, and you get like the townies.
Yeah, it was rough. You don't want to go into Don Imus territory when he comments on things.
No,
but,
not at all.
But they were rough. They looked like a tough group of gals.
So let's go into this conversation here. It was a bad ending of the game. Around the horn, what is the worst moment in your sports career? Whether that's Little League, whether that's some sort of rec league activity, whatever the case may be. Jeff, I'm going to start with you.
All right, mine was CYO ball here in Indy. We used to play on the St. Lawrence team, and I think I was 6th grade, and we were playing at Holy Spirit, and there's like 10 seconds left in the game. We're down by 1. I stole the pass and had the clear path to the basket, and it was the worst layup you've ever seen. It hit the bottom of the rim and lost the game, and really was just like, oh, wow, that's, it's embarrassing. It's 6th grade, so whatever.
Right.
One of my teammates came up to me, and he like put his arm around me, and he goes, that was embarrassing. And I go, oh, thanks, Trent. Thanks
for the comfort.
Yeah,
like, it does me no good if you put your arm around me and then make fun of me.
Yeah, and it sticks with you to this day. I mean, here we are decades later, and you remember that moment.
I was in a high school basketball game. It's not so much scary as it is I actually feared for my life. There was a big, awesome dude on Ben Davis's team, like a 7-footer, went on to play college basketball at Minnesota. Courtney James was his name. I'm 6 feet tall, and they have me guarding this guy because I stopped growing in 7th grade, and I was a center.
That's a big name, by the way. Yeah, Courtney James is.
Yeah, and I stopped growing in 7th grade, but they always played me at center no matter what after that. So, all right, I go in. I'm standing at the free throw line. I'm supposed to box him out. I realize there's nothing I can do other than cheat. So I step on his foot so he can't jump, and I try to box him out. And it was a 1-and-1, so the guy makes the first one. Courtney James, very politely and rightfully so, looks down at me and goes, If you do that again, I will bleeping shoot you.
Whoa.
Now, mind you, this is the Ben Davis team that may or may not had a guy that shot somebody before. So I don't think it was just window dressing, but I got a good, very nice speech from Courtney James. You do that again, I will bleeping shoot you.
Wow.
Nice.
Real quick, because I want to take these phone calls that we're getting ready to do. But I was on JV team, junior high or freshman, and I got bumped up to the A team.
All right.
But I was running a play on a hostile court, and I got a pass thrown my way. I didn't see it. Knocked me in the head. Knocked me straight on the court. And I could hear a collective "oh."
Does anyone have video of this? We'll do a GoFundMe to get video of this.
Maybe, I don't think so.
Is there a grandparent or somebody?
I was a freshman, man. I shouldn't have been on the court. I was not a very good basketball player, but we were short players, and it was a great pass from, I believe his name was Nick, and I just wasn't looking, and he hit me straight in the face, and it knocked me like horizontal right to the ground.
Oh.
Embarrassing, and I was humiliated for days.
All right, so let's take a little break here. But right now, we're going to open the phone lines up because I want to do what we did last week, where, Jeff, you take the opposite argument of whoever calls in. Whatever take they have.
I missed this last week.
You take the opposite.
Okay.
It's a new phone number, 317-972-3001. 972-3001.
How did that happen?
It rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? 317-972-3001. Whatever argument you have, Jeff will take the opposite side. Your call's next.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity.
So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. If spring cleaning has you thinking about spring upgrading, this is the month to do it. Freshen up your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct's Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite offer, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And for a limited time, Universal Windows Direct is also offering no interest until 2030. That's right, upgrade your home today and don't pay a cent in interest for 6 whole years. And here's the real spring surprise. Get a bonus $500 off your home improvement project. There's never been a better time to bundle and save with Universal Windows Direct. Some restrictions may apply, so call today 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Get all the information and schedule your totally free in-home estimate. And see everything for yourself on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
If your loved one has stopped seeing friends because hearing loss prevents the use of the telephone, please help them by visiting RelayIndiana.com. RelayIndiana.com provides captioned telephones that allow the hard of hearing to have phone conversations through voice recognition technology. The other person's words appear on an easy-to-read screen. Help your loved ones stay in touch with their family and friends by getting them the captioned telephone from Relay Indiana. Learn more at RelayIndiana.com.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Matt Bear, what's up?
Northbound 69 crash cleanup continues after 96. This is because the crash cleanup on the right shoulder, and traffic is backed up to 465. Inbound 65, 4-minute delay from 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, stop and go Harding to Meridian, Illinois. On the southwest side, southbound 465, stop and go traffic from Sam Jones down to Man Road. And up in Boone County, looking at northbound 65, slow out of the Dogleg up to Whitestown Parkway. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Freeze warning still in effect until tomorrow. 42 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Now I will do the opposite. My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
I'm Victoria. Hi. Who are you, George Costanza?
I'm the opposite of every guy you've ever met.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Jeff Boggs will be the opposite of every man you've ever met right now. The way this is going to work, if you're on hold, you tell us an opinion on something. Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers on Twitter. He's been tasked with arguing the opposite side. Now, the only rules of engagement we have, no Hitler stuff, no slavery. Other than that, I think we're open for business. So if you're on hold, remember, if you're trying to be cute and have
probably name some other things that
Nope,
were off
just
limits.
Hitler and slavery.
Hitler and slavery, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
So if you're on hold and you want to be cute and do the gotcha thing, remember how you should word it if he takes the opposite side. Tim is up first. Tim, give us an opinion.
Hey, Jeff, I heard Hammer and Nigel are a couple straight guys, and I just wanted to confirm that.
I totally disagree. You obviously didn't see Nigel's selfies that he was sending us from the beach, where he had applied some type of lotion to his chest, and he cropped out the nips, and may have sent me privately. If you want to see the full picture, just call or something. But no, I would disagree with you. I think that they're both, let's just say, open to possibilities.
The person that was most devastated that you and I got the thirst trap pictures and she didn't was Allison.
That's an HR issue right there. If he sent that to Allison, 30-day suspension.
Because if you listen to the program, you know there's a little something between Nige and Allison.
Well,
and she was devastated that Boggs got the photos and she didn't.
Just to recap the last caller, he said he thinks you guys are totally straight. I said I totally disagree. Moving on.
Eric is up next. Eric, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, guys. Jeff, what do you think? Kind of think Mayor Joe Hogsett is the worst mayor. I mean, what's your take on that?
You know what? I'm going to disagree with you there. I'm going to disagree with you because I've only been back here for about 6 months or so. Have there been some bumps in the road? Sure there have. But I got to give it a whole year before I say the worst mayor we've ever had. So got to disagree with you there, buddy. Sorry.
And lastly, let's go to Benny. Benny, give us an opinion.
Yeah, it's actually Denny.
Denny, I'm sorry.
Democrat. No, that's what she told you. Anyway, Democrat, especially the politicians, the most moral, intelligent, sane people on the planet.
Well, of course I disagree with that. You're saying Democrats are the most moral people on the planet? Of course not. They're pure evil. You look at some of these people, and it's bordering on demonic. So, yeah, I disagree with that, and thanks for making it easy.
Right. So you got to word it the right way if you're doing a gotcha thing.
I don't think he understands the premise of the
bit. But Jeff's always going to take the opposite.
Hey, we got 2 out of 3 that time. That was pretty good.
We did. They're learning.
Yeah,
They're learning.
I liked it.
If somebody wants to follow you, you're one of the great follows on Twitter. How do they find you?
Not Kenny Rogers on Twitter. Thanks.
You got it. That is Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers on Twitter. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. M-O-S-S. mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
Best are us when dreams don't get in. Best are us.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
April showers can bring plumbing downers, and my friends at Hope Plumbing don't want you to get caught in a flood this spring. Make sure your sump pump is working properly to avoid any damage. During the month of April, call Hope Plumbing and get a free sump pump with the purchase of a new battery backup system. A sump pump is vital to protecting your home from heavy rains, so you don't want to delay in calling Hope Plumbing. The number 641-HOPE, that's 641-HOPE, or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
Is your well water pressure low? Tasting a little off? A neglected well can lead to costly repairs, but C&J's got you covered with their well cleanout service and 6-point inspection. It's the lowest price of the year, and C&J will even throw in a free well cap just to convince you that it's that necessary to keep your water source reliable. Your family deserves the purest, safest water straight from your own well. Schedule your well clean out with C&J. Great systems and great people too. 317-852-WELL.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Quality Supply and Tool, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is hiring CDL drivers. Call Brian Myers at 317-690-2016.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A rally becomes a sell-off on Wall Street. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Dow down 350 points at the bell, falling to 37,615 after a morning rally of more than 1,400 points. Heading south after White House confirmation that China missed a deadline to roll back retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. Now, China will face even higher penalties as new tariffs begin tomorrow.
A 104% tariff rate will be added to Chinese goods into the U.S. as a trade war between Washington and Beijing escalates.
It was a mistake for China to retaliate. The president, when America is punched, he punches back harder.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump believes Chinese leaders do want to make a deal with the U.S. to lower tariffs.
If China reaches out to make a deal, he'll be incredibly gracious, but he's going to do what's best for the American people.
Wide-ranging tariffs are also being imposed on trading partners around the world. Leavitt says about 70 countries have so far signaled they want to start trade talks with the administration.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. President Trump says he had a great call with South Korea's acting president, who's sending a team of negotiators to the U.S. Canada's finance ministry says 25% counter tariffs on some U.S.-made vehicles will take effect as planned tomorrow and will remain until the U.S. eliminates tariffs on Canada's auto sector. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says rescue operations continue along flooded rivers.
The governor is still urging people not to drive through water.
You not only put your life in danger, you put the lives of everybody who's coming to rescue you in danger.
Along the bloated Kentucky River in Frankfort, parts of the Buffalo Trace Distillery underwater. Thousands now displaced statewide, even more without power, with continued cleanup and damage assessment underway.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. In multiple states, recent storms are blamed for more than 20 deaths. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
One spot where the tariffs may be working. Another freeze warning tonight. It'll make it down to just under freezing in central Indiana. Right now it's 41. Rain is back tomorrow. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. You may have noticed gas prices are coming down.
Gas prices have started to trickle down, certainly helped by the big drop in the price of oil over the last week.
Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis for Gas Buddy.
President Trump ratchets up tariffs. Oil has gone down in response by over $10.
The average price in Indiana will drop from the 320s in the next few days, he says.
I expect that over the next week or two, most stations will fall back below the $3 a gallon mark.
DeHaan says OPEC is also increasing production, which also helps. No more worries at Columbus Youth Camp Lake. That's where they were concerned about a dam being in danger of being compromised. The owners of that lake say now that the water is at safe levels. Other examples of the flooding in southern Indiana, a flood emergency declared in Perry County, where NDOT is closing State Road 66 this afternoon because the water has reached the railroad tracks west of Troy. A driver on Hurst Road in Vanderburgh County had to be rescued this morning shortly before noon because of rushing water. Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith telling WIBC he's looking into getting communities help through the Office of Rural and Community Affairs. He's also looking at the property tax bill, which was advanced this week in the General Assembly.
As it stands now, the property tax relief bill does not call for a reset back to the 2021 levels the way Beckwith and Governor Mike Braun have called for. Here's Beckwith in a Tuesday morning interview with WIBC's Kendall and Casey.
I hate assessed values. The fact that we should just get rid of the taxing of properties based on assessed values, that's the problem. Tax it on the purchase price of the property and be done with it. And then everybody knows what they're going to pay.
If the appropriate property tax relief does not get done this year, Beckwith says he'll be calling for the removal of assessed values for the next 4 years. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
2 miles on the track, 77 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats to honor Indianapolis Metro Police Officer Breanne Leith, shot and killed nearly 5 years ago while on a domestic violence call. The workout is called Be Like Bree. The public is invited at 5:30 today to reflect her strength, dedication, and service. You've got traffic and weather coming up.
You love spring and Indy, but you hate to paint, so do what Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, Hancock County, a stall westbound 70th State Road 9. The right lane is blocked and traffic is jammed back to the Greenfield Rest area, a 40-minute delay. Northbound 69, crash before 96 on the right shoulder, stop and go traffic back to 465. Eastbound 73-minute delay, Harding Street to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 65 on a 6-minute delay, 29th to Meridian Pad. Crash on the west side, West 10th Street, east of Country Club Road. West 10th Street backed up from Country Club Road back to Girls School Road. Traffic sponsored by Cracker Barrel. Big Cravings call for Cracker Barrel's new Big Country Skillets. Choose your entree plus 2 sides and a drink starting at $9.99. New Big Country Skillets now at Cracker Barrel. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Freeze warnings in place again tonight from midnight to 9 a.m. Wednesday with lows in the low 30s. Then showers expected from late morning Wednesday through the afternoon nighttime hours. Highs only in the lower 50s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's...
All right, Hammer. It's been about 24 hours since the property tax vote at the State House? All is good? All is well, right?
I hate you.
Everything going back to 21
I know what you're doing
levels?
right now, and I can't stand it.
I see the headline. I just want to know what's going on.
Well, here's a little analogy of what's going on.
Okay.
What's happening with this property tax bill is equal to the final possession that Houston had last night in that national championship game. Does that work for you? Because it stinks. It's awful, and it's embarrassing. And you're right, the headlines on TV stations, whoever these networks locally have covering the State House, some of them are usually pretty good, some of them are butt sniffers. But man, they've all screwed this up because the headlines all read, property tax passes. Lawmakers promise relief. Well, if you don't follow this kind of stuff as closely as we all do, you would think, okay, good.
Oh, sure.
These are the people that I voted for. This is why I'm proud to be a Republican in Indiana.
Governor Braun got exactly what he wanted.
It's not that way at all.
No?
These people who have screwed up SB 1, the signature piece of legislation that drove local elections this past November, Governor Braun, Lieutenant Governor Beckwith, the biggest thing they've championed is getting tax relief to everyday Hoosiers. These butt sniffers, and I'm talking to the Republicans here, Republicans, using air quotes like Dr. Evil,
lasers.
These morons have screwed this up from the beginning because they're so worried about upsetting their next paycheck, their next big donation from their local government buddies. What they passed through yesterday basically says, okay, taxpayers, you might get a little bit of relief. $100 here, maybe $200 there. But we're also going to allow local communities and the cities to increase your sales tax to offset the loss of revenue. So the money that you would, quote unquote, be saving, which is not going to be hardly anything, would be offset by a sales tax increase.
I believe that's called a wash.
That would be a wash.
A wash. Okay.
Now, mind you, for some folks, it wouldn't even be a wash. It would be a tax hike because let's just say your property tax doesn't really change. It doesn't affect you. But here comes this new sales tax because once you give these communities the green light to jack up your taxes, they're going to do it. And they're going to cry, we need schools, we need teachers, we need fire departments. And they'll take the money and do stupid crap with it. They always do. So your taxes are going to go up, and it's Republicans at the Indiana State House that did this. So again, if you don't know who represents you, go to Google. Simply type in, who is my Indiana senator or who is my Indiana House rep? And it will direct you to a place where you can go, you enter your information, and it'll give you a list of the people who are screwing you most likely. It's not everybody, but it's a long and distinguished list. And I hope Governor Braun vetoes this thing. Governor, if you're listening, Lieutenant Governor, if your staff is listening, you guys need to get together. Stop buying cars, stop doing heliports, get together right now and say, all right, this is enough. No more bull crap. Go scorched earth on these losers because these butt sniffers at the State House, they don't fear anything right now. So the governor has been very kind to join us in studio once a month this year on the Hammer and Nigel show.
I missed it last week.
You missed it.
Yeah.
He'll be back here in a couple of weeks. But until then, here to weigh in with what's really going on with property tax and this ridiculous bill these zeros voted to pass through yesterday, here is AI Governor Mike Braun.
Well, that bill looks like a total turd to me. And not just a regular turd, a turd with a peanut stuck in it. The kind of turd you find in a truck stop bathroom in DuBois County. That being said, it's not surprising. Look at some of the bought and paid for pieces of crap that put it together. House Speaker Todd Houston looks like a guy that has never satisfied a woman. Senate Pro Temp Rod Bray probably uses the tampons in the men's room like old balls Tim Walz likes. And don't get me started on State Senator Scott Baldwin. If that guy were any more of a slime ball, we would have seen him in the movie Ghostbusters. Let this sink in. He may be the worst person with the last name of Baldwin that I know. That guy truly sucks. I plan to veto this bill faster than the top speed of the new $90,000 car that Michael Beckwith bought. AI Braun, out.
That is AI Governor Mike Braun.
I think it was, to be fair, I think it was $88,000. Just, let's, splitting hairs here.
And then last night, so I watched all of the March Madness game, right? The championship game.
Oh, yeah, I fell asleep. Go
I'm
ahead.
up.
Yeah,
I watch one shining moment.
Yeah.
The local news comes on afterward. And I think it's on CBS. And they have the Danville fire chief on. And he is just crying wolf. Well, if people get property tax, we might not be able to respond to fires. We might not have to go help people. Nobody believes that. And if you live in Danville and you see this guy, laugh in his face and call him a fraud. This fear-mongering bullcrap has to stop. If somebody gets a little bit of a property tax relief, you're going to not be able to respond to things anymore. So your department can only function with super high property tax and record inflation. That's it. That's how the only way your department can function. Sounds like a you problem, moron. So if you live in Danville and this is your fire chief, laugh in his face and call him a fraud. We do have an update on that lunatic that tried to kill Donald Trump at the golf course. Remember last year, this was the second attempt on his life.
It's like a hideout there
in
Mar-a-Lago.
So the Department of Justice has revealed that the Trump assassin Ryan Routh tried to buy military weapons from Ukraine, including a rocket launcher. This is from the DOJ. Fox has a report on it today. Routh asked the Ukrainian military for a Stinger or an RPG to take out Trump because Trump would be bad for Ukraine. And he goes on to say that the weapons of war that have been provided to Ukraine that are paid for and supplied by the U.S. military get lost, quote, all the time on the battlefield, and nobody would miss them. This is all part of the report. So this brings up a few questions. And again, I don't know if you can trust anything coming out of this lunatic's mouth. This was the report from the DOJ from this Ryan Ralph loser. But just play ball with me. Let's say that he's telling the truth here. Has Ukraine, worked with other countries on smuggling weapons in to maybe have some of their proxies eliminate political threats? That's a serious question I have. We need to find out what's going on here.
My question is, who does Ryan Ralph email to make the request for rocket launchers to be shipped into the United States to be used at Mar-a-Lago?
Probably somebody on the Ukrainian gas board. If only I could think of somebody that would hate Trump that has ties to a Ukrainian gas board. Wonder who it would be. But joking aside, the Ukrainian government, if they knew about some sort of plot to assassinate Trump, let's say the Ukrainian government, Zelensky, he was like, whoa, we're not going to be part of the assassination attempt. But clearly this lunatic in some capacity reached out to these people and they didn't say anything. Well, that's pretty bad too.
That sounds crazy though. I mean, it sounds to me like they get this stuff every day, hundreds of these kinds of things.
And you're right, though. Look at this guy. Look at Ryan Ralph.
Oh, I'm looking at him right now.
Does he look like the kind of guy that could pick up the bat phone and get Zelensky on the line the next minute?
No.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
But how does he
get
that close to Trump in Mar-a-Lago and the stuff that he had with them in that location that he was holed up in?
Great point. Great point. Maybe we're underestimating this dork. Maybe. But all I know is the DOJ revealed that this guy said he tried to buy military weapons from Ukraine.
Headline from Fox: Trump assassination attempt suspect Ryan Ralph sought rocket launcher from Ukraine. But how do you seek that? How?
I'm not one to get on the dark web or the black market. I couldn't find it if you paid me. I have no idea how that works.
Is it darkweb.com?
I don't. Is it .net? I don't know.
Now I'm on the dark web. Now I can start asking for rocket launchers.
Yeah, I don't know. This dude sounds like a nut, like a complete, absolute nut. Who knows if he's telling the truth or not, but
you got to take this stuff seriously. What happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, and we still don't know a hell of a lot about what happened there.
Isn't it odd how the media tends to focus on certain stories but not others? Like the Trump assassination attempt. We know nothing really of this guy. And again, I talk about this all the time. The Las Vegas mass shooting, the biggest mass shooting that's taken place in the history of this nation on quite possibly the most famous stretch of street, Las Vegas Boulevard, the Strip, in a city where they record everything. I move a blackjack, card. I move a roulette chip. I get kicked out of the casino. But nobody's got video on a lunatic hanging out of a window shooting at Jason Aldean? Nobody? Really? Okay. Real quick before we hit a break here, Nige, we like some covers, and we like it when famous artists team up with other artists. Carrie Underwood, speaking of Las Vegas, joined Papa Roach on stage in Las Vegas.
That's an unusual pairing. Papa Roach and alt rock band from the early 2000s.
Cut my life into pieces. Yeah. That's them, right?
Last Resort. Yeah, sure.
Carrie Underwood likes to do rock covers, though. She does a lot of Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. So she joined Papa Roach on stage in Vegas. This is probably at her residency.
Really?
They're singing Last Resort together.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a to my own bleeding. This is my last resort. Shut this mother up. Cut my life into pieces.
This do anything for you, Nige?
Yeah, because Carrie Underwood has proven time and time again that she can sing rock songs.
Yes.
Played plenty of Carrie Underwood songs where she's accompanying. What else has she done? Guns N' Roses. And
tons of Guns N' Roses.
AC/DC, yeah.
Right.
That was good. I did not expect a Carrie Underwood Papa Roach collaboration. But Jacoby Shaddix, great lead singer.
Libertarian Dragon on the YouTube chat. If you want the dark web address, Nige, darkweb.gum. In honor of Joe Biden not knowing the vaccines website, darkweb.gum.
Thank you.
All right, Matt Bear.
It's a stall in Hancock County, westbound 70 before State Road 9, and traffic is backed up past the Greenfield rest area. Inbound 65, stop-and-go traffic, MLK to Meridian Penn, a delay time of 12 minutes. Eastbound 70 slow into the south split from Belmont, a 6-minute delay. On the north side, eastbound 465 at Keystone Avenue, that's police activity on the right shoulder slowing us down, and then we are slow traffic, Allisonville Road over 269. And on the east side, northbound 465 slow from Penn Pike up to 75th. Crash on the west side, 10th Street, east of Country Club Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. At Code Radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I love the dramatic pause. I was hanging on every word right there.
I just yawn. I just yawned as loud as I could. Sorry.
No, it's great.
He had to yawn in the middle of it.
I work a split shift.
That's a split shift. I understand. You've been up since 4 a.m.
43 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and we need 54 people. 54 awesome, badass Hoosiers, patriots, people who feel like tonight they're all going to get lucky. We need you to go to the WIBC YouTube stream and give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. We need 54 more people. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've been told if you give us a thumbs up and a like on the YouTube page, Carrie Underwood will show up in your kitchen tonight without pants. Maybe that will happen. Maybe that won't happen. I'm no fortune teller.
Let me just hit like then.
53 more people right now to give us a thumbs up, give us a like on the YouTube chat. Is this anything? Next.
Guys, if you're over 40, you need to pay attention, especially if you're running low on energy or just kind of feeling off. LowTCenter.com is where you need to go. Get started with some testosterone replacement therapy. They call it TRT. You join tons of guys who are already going through the same thing as you.
This month only, you can get a free consultation. Free. And if you qualify, the treatment's covered by most health insurance. It's an affordable way to check your testosterone and kickstart your life, kickstart your health. Don't wait. The Low T Center really is your one-stop shop for all things men's health. And yes, you could even ask about weight loss medication, prescription weight loss medication. You can do that at a Low T Center. All you got to do is make that appointment. LowTCenter.com. LowTCenter.com. Simple, quick, and totally worth it. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah. Posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
At Hendricks, your cancer care is in the details.
You have questions, and our dedicated clinicians and expert oncologists will answer them.
You have hills to climb.
And we are going to climb them.
You have dreams, and we're here to help you chase them.
You have cancer, and you have all the expertise,
the determination, and the kindness of the entire Hendricks team.
Backed by Mayo Clinic expertise.
It's not just cancer care.
It's Teresa Care. Visit hendricks.org/cancer.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Is this anything? There's something happening at the screenings of the Minecraft movie in theaters.
Okay.
There's a moment where Jack Black says the words chicken jockey.
First of all, do you know what Minecraft is?
I know what it is. I couldn't play it, but I know it's an online game.
Simulation city building type thing.
Right.
And they've made a live action animation movie out of it.
Jack Black's one of the stars in it.
Big, huge movie.
So whenever he says the phrase chicken jockey in the movie, I guess people in the audience scream and throw their food and drinks.
I don't get it.
I don't either, but we don't play Minecraft, so I guess if we played, we'd probably understand. But I guess it's getting so bad that police now are showing up to escort some of these people out of the theater. Here's a recording of the chaos and then the crowd mocking those being removed from the theater.
Chicken
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people reacting to chicken jockey.
It was almost like when Pee Wee used to have his word of the day and everybody would scream almost. Remember that?
That's a great comparison. Although people weren't going to jail for it after that. Yeah, that'd be annoying.
Pee Wee was going somewhere else.
I mean, Minecraft, to give you an idea, this Minecraft movie was the biggest debut for a video game adaptation ever in the history of movies. Just blew Snow White away. Snow White is a disaster for Disney. And my kids played Minecraft maybe a few years ago. They don't play it anymore, but it is huge. I don't know what the correlation is with this chicken jockey thing. Jack Black's line was in the trailer, and everybody's anticipating it, and then they freak out when they say it. I don't know. Cultural, viral thing. I don't know. I'd be annoyed if I was in there and I paid a lot of money and then all of a sudden there's a disruption in the movie. Good for them. Get them out of the movie theater. Take them to jail, or at least give them a sternly worded warning.
I love you're willing to pay a lot of money for this stupid Minecraft movie, but if somebody throws a hot dog up there, that's where you draw the line.
Yeah. No, I don't want to see hot dogs thrown up at the screen while I'm watching Minecraft.
Anybody understands what chicken jockey means in this Minecraft crap? Hit us up on the YouTube chat, WIBC on YouTube. Find the channel. We're streaming the show now. There's a live chat there. Or tweet at us. Follow us at Hammer and Nigel. But this is a thing, right? This is a total thing.
That's a thing, specifically bigger picture, Minecraft, the biggest movie of the year in terms of video game adaptations ever. Huge.
All right, we're going to open it up right now for a little caller roulette.
Oh, really?
I like to mix the times up of caller roulette so the same people can't just wait and expect to call and get on.
Okay.
I like to mix it up a little bit.
Okay, let's do it.
317-972-3001. It's a new phone number. I wish I could make this easier for you. 972-3001. The way caller roulette works is whatever you want to talk about. Property tax, the awful Snow White movie, Nigel going on vacation. Maybe you want to talk dirty to Allison. Maybe you want to rip on me, hate on Rob Kendall, whatever you want. All we ask is you don't swear and you keep it radio clean, okay? So call right now, caller roulette, 317-972-3001. Nigel and I are just going to get your names and we're going to fly blind. Whatever you want, let's rock and roll. It's next.
Yeah, the stock market lately, it's up, it's down. Sometimes it hurts to look at your investments. There's a way you can make up for some of these losses you might be taking. When you invest $200,000 or more, you can get an upfront 20% bonus with Bill Demery, your retirement guy. You're also going to earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years.
Let's be honest. You probably have a lot of questions about what's happening in the market right now. What does this mean for your retirement? The guy that can answer your questions is Bill Demery, your retirement guy. And all you have to do is call him, 317-648-5120. Plus, ask Bill about the 20% bonus on your deposit. Get an upfront 20% bonus on your deposit. And listen, that's an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the last 10 years. You've got a lot of things to ask Bill Demery. All you have to do is call. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The tariffs are one reason for your gas prices falling. You'll get more rain tomorrow, which could mean more flooding in southern Indiana. Before that, another freeze warning tonight. It's 42 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending.
The tariffs are putting a very significant risk on the overall U.S. economy and even really the global economy.
Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis with Gas Buddy.
And if tariffs continue as intended, it's likely to lead to a major economic slowdown, which would also then slow down global oil consumption.
He says that's why gas prices have been coming down in Indiana and why he says he believes they'll likely drop to below or right at $3 within the next week.
At this point, I think where we are right now in the process is the president has made it very clear that he wants changes made, starting with fentanyl and the precursors that the Chinese makes and then distributes and gets into this country.
Senator John Thune, Republicans and Democrats debating tariffs this afternoon. Senator Chuck Schumer.
The stock market's all over the place. But what really is bothering the American people is the potential rise, the dramatic rise in costs, what they pay for food, for medicine, for clothing, for housing, for cars, for gas.
Well, that gas price argument might not hold up. Convicted Delphi murderer Richard Allen's interviews with police in October of 2022 were released to the public for the first time this week. John Herrick reports.
It's not me. You're not going to make me believe it's me. You're not going to find anything that ties me to those murders. So
Allen appeared cooperative at first, but became guarded when investigators started treating him as a suspect in the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. In one of the clips, Allen discusses his anxiety and caring about what people thought of him. One officer tells Allen that the truth will set him free, and Allen says, well, that's what I would have thought. Allen was found guilty of killing both girls last November, but his attorneys have filed an appeal. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
In Michigan City, a 7-week-old baby girl was taken to the hospital February 3rd with a broken femur and other leg fractures, broken ribs, and several other injuries. Now 23-year-old Caitlin Weissert and 26-year-old Kyle Holohan are facing several charges, now accused of beating the baby. Doctors say she will develop slower than other children. That workout in honor of Officer Breanne Leith, who was shot and killed in a domestic violence incident 5 years ago at 5:30, sponsored by IMPD. You've got traffic and weather coming up.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, north side, eastbound 465 before Keystone Avenue. That is police activity blocking the right lane after that slow to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65, 13-minute delay, MLK to Meridian Bend. Eastbound 70, 10-minute delay from Tibbs to Meridian, Illinois. Going westbound 70, like downtown to the airport, stop and go traffic from the south split out to West Street. That's because of a hazard in the 2 left lanes. And then we're stop and go again after west out to Tibbs. Crash on the west side, 10th Street east of Country Club Road, and a crash at Sam Jones Expressway at Tibbs Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Freeze points in place again tonight from midnight to 9 a.m. Wednesday with lows in the low 30s. Then showers expected from late morning Wednesday through the afternoon nighttime hours. Highs only in the lower 50s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Buckle up. Anything can happen here.
Oh, hell yeah. Let it ride. Let it ride.
Hammer and Nigel present Caller Roulette.
On Tuesdays, we do Caller Roulette. Sometimes it's later, sometimes it's earlier, but it's always interesting because we don't have any idea what we're about to walk into, Nige.
So it's always interesting and it's always a bad idea.
Maybe. Now, the way this works is we're just going to take a blind phone call here. Allison's got a bunch of calls lined up. All we have is a name. We have no idea what these people want to talk about. So if you're on hold, you guys know the rules of engagement. You keep it clean and you keep it short, okay? We don't need a 15-minute story. Allison, do we have the dump button ready? Let's rock and roll. Leo is up first. Leo, what you got?
How's it going, Hammer and Nigel? Leo, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Right on.
Talk about the Minecraft movie a little bit. Just curious if you guys have any video game movies you would like to see an adaptation of. I love the Tron movie that came out about 15 years ago, but just kind of want to pick your minds.
So I would love to see, if done properly, because racing movies are feast or famine, right? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're ass. But if you could make a good pole position movie, I would love to see pole position. Maybe you have some cameras filmed at the Motor Speedway. I would love that. I was a pole position kid.
If there was a 24-hour channel devoted to Pong, I'd just watch that all day and all night.
It would be hypnotic, wouldn't it?
Pong.
Boop, 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 boop. Just all day long. That's it. That's it.
How could you make a movie out of Tetris or something like that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
it would just be a screensaver almost,
yeah.
right? So, yeah, that's a good question. Good question. I'd go pole position.
What about Contra? Okay, if I'm being serious, Contra or Defender or Galaga.
GTA, a hard R-rated movie for Grand Theft Auto.
I thought that was like Fast and Furious, kind of. No?
Fast and Furious meets Gone in 60 Seconds, I guess.
Okay.
A little Nicolas Cage. Good question. All right, I like that. We're off and running here. Van is up next. Van, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, first-time caller here, Van. I'm so excited. Van from Greenwood. I'm actually voluntold by my wife. I'm driving on the way home. But I just want to talk about, I'm a government employee, and I just want to talk about the 5 bullet points that we send every Monday to this hr.gov. I just want to say to all government employees, make sure we are doing our job properly, and let's serve the American people every day, and just do your best in serving America. That's it.
Right on, Van. I appreciate that. Okay, accountability.
Nobody's mad at government employees. No, I just like to see the waste eliminated.
Right.
The bureaucratic, gigantic, just boat that is waste. Nobody's mad at you guys.
Right.
You know?
It's the system as a whole that needs to be addressed, right? No one individual needs to get the wrath of people here.
Trump is trying to make it better for people in the Veterans Affairs, just so to speak.
And if anybody's giving that guy, Van, I believe was his name, if anybody's giving Van crap, maybe they're just a-holes. And a-holes are going to complain about things anyway.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe that's the case, but no, keep on being positive, Van. I love the message of positivity right there. Let's go to Brad. Brad, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Yeah, I was hoping to get on earlier on the Jeff Boggs segment. I just wanted to say that I believe Luke Bryan is the worst country music singer on the planet Earth. Your thoughts, Jeff?
Well, he would have to back it up and say, I disagree with you. I think, although he may be bad, he's not the worst on the planet. I think that's where the argument would have went with Jeff, because he's still got Florida Georgia Line to make fun of. So there's a little bit of a bumper right there. Let me go to Andy. Andy, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Yeah, so hey, are you guys allowed to talk about the commercials that you play? Because I want to know what the hell SB 41 is all about.
Oh, man, I've heard that too. But
I got nothing on this one.
If they're paying for it, we probably better stay away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I got nothing for you.
Man.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not even really sure what it is.
I know what it is. I know what he's talking about, but they're paying to be on this program and this radio station.
Which thus keeps us employed, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, there you go. Jen is up next. Jen, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Thank you so much. I'm going to liven it up a little bit and just let you know I'm a 50-year-old, single, self-sufficient woman living in the city. I have been seeing the band Fish since 1997, and I would like to hear your ideas or arguments on how they are not the best band that is out there touring right now.
Now, first of all, my wife's brother, Snoop, he loves Fish. He's been to hundreds of Fish shows. I've never been. I don't get it. I know, what was it? Trey Anastasio? Is that his name? I know there's some talented effing guys. I'm not into the jam band stuff.
Right.
I'm not into the psychedelic stuff, but obviously they have a following,
And
it's okay to say they're talented people, but it's not my type of music.
Yeah.
Like, I think Fish falls into that category. Dave Matthews, honestly, falls in that category for me. Super talented dude, diehard fans, people love him, sells out show after show. But I want to go to a concert and feel like I'm at a party. Like, I want to jam. I want to have a good time. I want something that we can move to, rock to, sing along to. I don't want to just sway for 3 hours and smell like patchouli. Does that make sense? Let's go to Rowan. Rowan is up next. Rowan, what's up, brother?
This is a quick question for both of you. If you could go anywhere in the world besides the U.S., where would it be and why?
Oh, man. See, I struggle with this. Like, I'm about to turn 49. I've never been outside it, like Canada and Mexico and the U.S. Probably England right now. Let's start small. Let's start with the U.K.
I'm going to Ireland next year.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
And that's the place I've wanted to go outside of, like, the places you mentioned. Because I'm a big tropics guy. I like Aruba. I like Jamaica. I like the tropical islands. Because normally I'm a tropical vacation dude. But I'm going to Ireland next year. And I think that's the one place I'm willing to take a long flight to.
Visit Guinness, and you got to visit Jameson. Right?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Visit both those distilleries and breweries.
Oh, looking forward to it for sure. Mike is up next. Mike, what you got?
Hi, guys. Hey, Hammer, just want to let you know I've got a bottle of J.R. Ewing bourbon. I don't know if you've ever seen that or not.
What?
I've had it for like 25 years. I wanted it at a little tavern down in Burgersville that no longer exist, and but anyway, I won it, and I've never opened it, busted the seal on it, just kind of a keepsake, and I didn't know if they were still available, but I Googled it earlier, and you can't, it'll pop up pictures of it, and so it says you can buy them in liquor stores and online, so you might check that out. They're really beautiful bottles, and probably it's just Kentucky bourbon, some bourbon distillery in Kentucky made it for
That'd be awesome. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love me some J.R. Ewing. You know, we talked about it earlier. J.R. Ewing's my dude. If we were going to have another child, it would have been John Ross Hammer. J.R. would have been his name.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. And, that was going to be the name of the third child. Didn't work out, and that's okay.
Larry Hagman, yeah.
But Larry Hagman, J.R. Ewing, one of my favorites, man, for sure. I'm going to have to check that out. And we're going to give Tom the last word here. Tom, what's up?
Hey, welcome back, Nigel.
Thanks, buddy.
I love your take, guys, on Senator Young being one of 7 Republican senators to join the Democrats and co-sponsoring a bill that would limit the president's ability to set tariffs.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I didn't follow that.
So supposedly, Senator Young is co-sponsoring a bill. He's one of 7 Republicans to join Democrats, and this bill would limit the president's ability to set tariffs.
Gotcha. So this shouldn't be a surprise because Todd Young did not endorse Donald Trump when he was up for election in Indiana. Todd Young does not like Donald Trump. He's made that perfectly clear. Never endorsed him, or at least he didn't this past cycle, did not endorse him. And this is why there's a lot of chatter about a primary opponent for, as Rob would call him, the Duke of Spendingburg. Should not be a surprise that that is coming from Todd Young. All right. Thank you guys so much. That was a pretty interesting round of calls. We covered a lot of ground right there.
I dig it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
For over 20 years, Howard Bailey Financial has been helping families just like yours gain clarity, confidence, and purpose with personal and practical financial strategies. And now, we're offering our full suite of services on Rangeline Road, right in the heart of Carmel, making it even easier to meet with our experienced team face-to-face. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating life transitions, or just need guidance for your financial future, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Text CARMEL to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Are you dealing with foot, knee, hip, or back pain? Well, it sounds like you could use a spring in your step. Hi, this is Phoebe with the Good Feet store, and I've got just the thing to help you spring forward into comfort. Good Feet's unique, patented 3-step arch support system is designed to reduce pressure on your joints to keep you feeling energized all day long, even when you're running on an hour's less sleep. With less pressure on your joints, you'll also experience less pain and discomfort too. When you visit the Good Feet store, we'll take time with you to figure out what you need on your free personalized fitting. You can also take all the time you need to walk in-store to feel the Good Feet difference personalized for your feet, your shoes, and your lifestyle. Most of our customers say they feel relief immediately, and you can too. Make your appointment today at goodfeet.com. Don't just live with the pain. Discover your options and spring into comfort at the Good Feet store. Come in today for your free personalized fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Visit goodfeet.com to find the location nearest to you.
Quality Supply and Tool, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is looking for CDL drivers to serve out of our Indianapolis location. We're currently accepting applications for both CDL-A and CDL-B drivers. We offer competitive pay to qualified applicants. Work for an established and growing family-owned Indiana company? Please contact Brian Myers for more information at 317-690-2016. That's Brian Myers at Quality Supply and Tool, 317-690-2016.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
We all need a certain level of socialization to remain mentally sharp and healthy, especially when living with a life-altering diagnosis. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. Coming up are suggestions that can help improve that loneliness your loved one may have.
Cardon and Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Create a routine that both you and your loved one can look forward to. Plan social activities and outings. They promote connection and reduce those feelings of isolation. Recruit your friends and family to participate. And if possible, use adult day centers to engage your loved one and give you that much needed break. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see The Temptations and the Four Tops April 13th at Old National Center.
More info online at WIBC.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
Westbound, a 73-mile delay of stopped traffic starting at State Road 267. That's where I'm going to exit. There's a semi-crash right around County Road 525 East, blocking the right lane. Now, guys, I'm looking at southbound 69 south side, like Morgan County version, and the camera I have pulled up here. I mean, we have southbound 69 completely stopped at Big Bend Road. Okay, and I see a fire. It could be a grass fire, could be a vehicle fire. It's hard to tell because there's so much. Okay, yes, it is a vehicle fire. And southbound 69, let's call it closed to Big Bend Road. Nobody's getting through right now. And it looks like some emergency personnel have arrived. Looking at westbound 70 heading out to the airport from downtown. That is a crash blocking the left lane. Stop traffic into the south split. Inbound 65, stop and go. 7-minute delay, MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, 8-minute delay from Tibbs into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Freeze warning in effect until tomorrow. Freezing temperatures around 27 degrees expected. It's going to be another cold one and then rain tomorrow and Thursday. Not what these folks in Columbus and other places like that want to hear. It's 43 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up here in just a moment, we'll get you updated on how the market's doing today.
Oh.
There were some folks that were ready to jump off a skyscraper. They were calling for doom and gloom. We'll find out exactly what is going on with the market at 5:06. Real quick, Nigel, tell me if you're okay with this. There's a company selling a stuffed animal where it's got a recording device in there, but it's also features AI, where the parents can program questions to ask the kid. It's like a thing the kids can cuddle with and talk to it. So basically, the parents can get the
They're spying on the kids
to confess the stuff.
Yeah.
You got a stuffed little dinosaur. It's called Dino, or maybe it's Dino, D-I-N-O, and you could program in there, hey, Billy, who put the crayons on the kitchen wall in there? And you could record the kid giving answers back.
There's already stuff like this. I don't know why people put their cameras in their kitchens. There's like Ring doorbell cameras in their living rooms. I don't understand that. And we have Alexa, by the way. It's listening to us. If you have Alexa like that plays music in your kitchen, it's already listening to you. We already have this.
Yeah, nothing new, but
yeah.
Now it just seems like we're using like the stuffed teddy bear, which is supposed to be comforting for the kid. Yep. Hey, Billy, what goes on in that bathroom when you go in there for 30 minutes? Jeez. Top stories coming up next.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce changes your life and the lives of your children. This change can be good or bad. The outcome depends greatly on the attorney that you choose. So interview more than one attorney. Family law experience, especially trial experience, is important, but so is temperament and judgment. Also, remember to consider Cordell & Cordell. We've been serving men in divorce for over 30 years.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
500 Guns is just east of the Speedway and the Viaduct on 16th Street. 500 Guns is your classic old-school gun shop with the best service in Indy. You have to experience it to believe it. Joe and Guy Montgomery and their friendly staff are there to help you if you're a first-time gun owner or looking to add to your collection. They buy and sell single guns or entire collections. Visit 500 Guns today on West 16th Street, just east of the Speedway, or find 500 Guns on Facebook.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control.
Terms apply.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Hannah complained of a headache. It was a rhabdomyosarcoma. The tumor was very aggressive, and it very quickly became clear that St. Jude was the ultimate place to be. St. Jude is an asset to the world. I think it's the kind of place that could teach the world a couple of lessons about how to treat people. If those lessons could be learned, this world could be a better place.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
We're still here. Elisa Brady, Fox News. That message moments ago from a coal miner at the White House.
Prior administrations have done all they could to eliminate the coal industry.
Calling that an uneducated and unethical approach. This during an energy event with the president.
Pound for pound, coal is the single most reliable, durable, secure, and powerful form of energy there is on Earth today.
President Trump just signing several executive orders on coal, including one aimed at investing billions of dollars in the next generation of coal technology. Another imposes a moratorium on policies that would shut coal plants. New Trump tariffs kick in tomorrow, even as many countries try to get new trade deals with the U.S.
These countries greatly respect President Trump in the sheer power of the American market.
White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt says the president will use leverage from the U.S. economy to make tailored deals with American workers in mind, and that he's willing to talk to any country, including China. But for now, Beijing faces even more penalties for failing to heed a warning about rolling back a retaliatory tariff on U.S. goods. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Donald Trump poured gasoline on our global economy and lit a match with his devastating trade war.
Stocks sank in the end today after an earlier rally, the Dow dropping 320 points. The president meeting with House Republicans, still some skeptical about a budget bill.
We're expecting that there's going to be movement in the House this week that would pass the shell, the framework for the budget package. But then all the details need to be filled in. And so really, after we get through this first hurdle, it's really not clear how long it will take to get all the details filled out and get both the House and the Senate somewhere where they could consolidate and come to a compromise and agree on something.
Fox Business's Hillary Vaughn on Capitol Hill. No word on any lawmakers changing their minds in the House GOP. America is listening to Fox News.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some of the first interrogations. A freeze warning again tonight with a low just below 32. Flooding still happening in southern Indiana, and more rain is expected tomorrow. It's 42 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. In October of 2022, state police spent days questioning Richard Allen about the Delphi murders. John Herrick reports on the release of some of those videos.
Initially, the conversations between both officers and Allen were calm, but later...
I can't tell you what happened that day. You can tell us. There's no doubt.
They built up to that, where officers tried to get Allen to explain how a bullet ended up on the ground in between Abby Williams and Libby German from a gun that Allen owned. Allen kept saying he didn't know how that happened. He's also heard in the video saying he never knew or met Abby and Libby. Allen was found guilty of killing both girls in November, but his legal team has appealed that ruling. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Threats against State Representative Jim Lucas. Monday, Indiana Capitol Police put the cuffs on 55-year-old Robert L. Bennett of Terre Haute. They say he left threatening voicemails and also used Facebook to threaten Lucas, though the police did not reveal what was in either the voice messages or the meta posts. Gas prices are coming down, and Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says the Trump tariffs are one reason, since oil companies fear they will slow the economy. But OPEC also has a part in that.
OPEC, about a month ago, announced that it would start restoring oil production in April after having cut oil production back in 2023.
He says he believes you'll see prices drop to near or right at $3 within the next week. The flooding in southern Indiana may be some of the worst in more than 2 decades, but some places are getting some relief. In Columbus, where a dam was thought to be in trouble at Columbus Youth Camp Lake, the people who own the lake say the water has come down, taking some of the pressure off. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with a free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, inbound 65, stop and go traffic. MLK down to Meridian Penn. We have a delay time of 11 minutes. Eastbound 70 on a 10-minute delay. Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois. Hancock County, westbound 70 before State Road 9. A stall blocking the left lane, stopping traffic for about 3 miles. Westbound 70 Hendricks County, crash near County Road 525 East. That's 3 miles after State Road 267. The right lane is blocked. Traffic is stopped. Back to State Road 267. US 40 could be a reroute through Plainfield. Southbound 69 Morgan County, all lanes closed because of a car fire. This is southbound 69 south of State Road 144 and before Big Bend Road. So all lanes are shut down. Traffic backed up to State Road 144. Peel out there to begin your reroute or you'll be in the stop traffic. Traffic sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is a single, seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Visit Rocket.com today, the new home for all things home ownership. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Freeze warnings in place again tonight from midnight to 9 a.m. Wednesday with lows in the low 30s. Then showers expected from late morning Wednesday through the afternoon nighttime hours. Highs only in the lower 50s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Hammer, I thought yesterday was supposed to be Black Monday. October 19th, 1987 comparison. Worldwide losses, like upwards of $2 trillion, like $1.71 trillion. I'm assuming that's, because of the tariffs, that's what happened, right? I mean, like a reprise of the Great Depression.
I mean, the market wasn't great yesterday, but it wasn't like the worst we've ever seen. And the forecast was for the same to be today, to where if you had anything invested, you might as well just go to the top of the highest skyscraper you can find and just jump, right? End it all, because that's how bad it's going to be today.
Because of the tariffs.
Correct. Yeah. But not quite. But here's the thing.
It wasn't even that bad yesterday, and today they bounced back. Right?
They bounced back a little bit. But here's the thing. I'm so tired of the stock market's up, stock market's down, each day to day. It's going to take a little while to get a legit trend of how these tariffs are playing out. Because as of today, there are a number of countries that are willing to come to the table with Trump.
A number?
Well,
you make it sound, okay, I'm just saying like a number's, like 5, 10 countries?
70 plus.
Oh, okay.
70 plus, including the European Union. They are willing to take the tariffs down to zero.
They were talking tough a couple days ago.
But
Not
Trump wants more United States cars to be in their market. So at least they're having conversations right now. But they're coming to the table. China, on the other hand, is a little bit different.
Oh, yeah.
China's getting mouthy, and Donald Trump said as of midnight tonight, the tariff on China goods up to 104%.
Hello.
104%. This is from officials at the White House, and that will be effective as of midnight. 104% tariff on China. Going back to the market, though, give this thing time. If you keep looking every single day, you're going to drive yourself insane. It's up 1 minute. It's down 1 minute. The emotional roller coaster. As Ron Burgundy once said, I'm in a glass case of emotion. You'll be that.
Milk was a bad choice.
You'll be that if you keep looking at the market every 30 seconds. To get a good trend, you're going to have to let this play out just a little bit. Now, as for China and this little trade war, this little tit-for-tat going on with China, we played this when you were gone last week, Nigel, and I think it bears repeating. This is from 1996. Now, I get it. It's a few years back. 1996, but I can't believe that Nancy Pelosi has done a complete 180 on her philosophy, considering how the numbers have gotten more egregious. This is Representative Pelosi talking China tariffs in 96.
In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? On exports, China only allows certain industries into China, of U.S. Industries into China, and therefore only 2% of U.S. exports are allowed into China. On the other hand, the U.S. allows China to flood our markets with a third of their exports, and that'll probably go over 40%. And it's limitless because we have not placed any restriction. In terms of jobs, this is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all. Not only do we not have market access, not only do they have prohibitive tariffs, not only are our exports not let in very specifically, but China benefits with at least 10 million jobs from U.S.-China trade. China trade supports 170,000 jobs in the United States, 170,000 jobs, whereas our imports from China support 10 million jobs at least. Fact is that U.S.-China trade is a job loser.
Boy, if you just would have taken the transcript of that, Nigel, and showed it to somebody, it would have sounded like Donald Trump.
Well, I was going to say, was this yesterday, the day before? She sounded great for 85 years old. Oh, that was from 96.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
There's been a lot of vodka and insider trading since then. A lot of vodka, a lot of insider trading.
Interesting mixture.
It's kind of taking their toll on old Nancy.
Oh. Could you imagine somebody confronting her about that, and her reply was, it's been a lot of vodka and insider trading. I don't know what to tell you. All right, I'm 85 years old. What do you want?
Pelosi out. She just passes out right there. Back-to-back days. Wow, back-to-back days. We're going to play Is It Racist?
It's time to play. Is It Racist?
Now, for those who are new to the #1 rated Hammer and Nigel show, here to explain the rules of this game is AOC.
Uh-oh. Where is she? No?
No? Okay.
No.
Let me do my AOC impression.
Yeah.
Is it racist? Is something racist? Yes or no? It's the best impression I can do right there. I had to hold my nose for that.
That was good. That was
all right. Representative Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, Texas. Wow.
Now, please hold your answers until the end, because I know some of you are already answering the question. Representative Jasmine Crockett. She was at a predominantly black church. She was the keynote speaker over the weekend, and her big takeaway about immigration in the United States is that we need migrants to pick our cotton.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
So we're done picking cotton. You can't pay us enough, but this is why we need immigrants, because that's all they're good for. That's what I took from that speech.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. I was trying to process that in my head.
Well, anytime you try to process anything Jasmine Crockett says, you run the risk of an aneurysm.
So she's saying, like, when she says we're done picking cotton, she's referring to her community that she's speaking to. And
the black community, yes.
African, but we still need somebody to pick that cotton. Are they still actually picking? Are there human beings with hands in fields carrying bags, picking cotton, or do we have machinery to do that now?
I believe it's mainly machinery, but there might be the occasional person.
I don't know. That would seem, racist. Yeah, it's not going to be us anymore. It could be somebody else.
It's not like she went up there and said, well, these people are going to become doctors. These people are going to become the best and brightest this country has to offer. That's not what she said. She said, who's going to pick our cotton?
Little awkward. Little awkward, little racists.
I know it's a room full of whiteys in here, but yeah, I think that's pretty racist. That's pretty in-your-face racist. Coming up later on in the show, we've got some concert tickets to give away to you. The tickets we have are for the Temptations and Four Tops coming up April 13th. So be listening sometime in the 6 o'clock hour. We'll give those away. Another concert was announced today. Blink 182 coming to the Ruoff Music Center, a.k.a. Deer Creek, September 17th. It's a Wednesday fall show. So kind of a fall concert outside, which I kind of like the concept of. I wish it were on a weekend.
Yeah.
But
it's what they do all the time. Mondays and Wednesdays. Stop it with that. I hated that. That never happened when we were in our 20s. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. An occasional Sunday. Now, I remember paying $300 to go see Metallica on a Monday. I paid it.
Yep. I remember your hangover after Motley Crue. You were doing the morning show for the Terre Haute affiliate.
You remember my hangover.
Because you were voicing Terre Haute's morning show from our production studio in this building.
Right down the hall.
I come to work because I'm the promotions director at this time. I pop in, hey, Butthead, how's the concert? You look like you had just partied with Motley Crue all night.
I had a sleeping bag on the floor with the microphone pulled down.
You did. It was bad.
So Blink 182, though, I stink now. What's my age again? All the small things. I think that's a pretty good show.
I saw them last year at the Field House with my youngest. Great show. They play all the hits, man. They play all the hits. They don't leave any hit off the table.
Politics?
What's that?
Politics?
None.
Okay, good.
None. Fun stuff. Like you've got the guys like talking about the hot chicks in the crowd and getting people to cheer and stuff. It was great. So in honor of this concert announcement, there's a musician named Alex Melton. Not only is he a musician, but he's an impressionist. He's a big guy on YouTube, a big YouTube personality, I guess. But I will say, he turns these classic rock songs and turns them into Blink 182 songs, and I think they sound pretty accurate.
Okay.
So tell me what you think about this. This is Alex Melton turning Don't Stop Believin' from Journey into a Blink 182 song.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
I can see it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Here is if the song Wonderwall by Oasis were performed by Blink 182.
Today's gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
It's just blowing my mind.
Somehow realize what you gotta do.
I like it.
But I believe that anybody feels the way I do
about you now.
The drums kick in.
The word is on the street.
Okay, all right. And I think I've saved the best for last here.
This is still the same guy, right?
Yes. Alex Melton, impressionist and musician. If Blink 182 performed the Rick Astley hit Never Gonna Give You Up.
I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand.
genius.
Perfect.
Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye.
That's genius.
Spot on. All right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
And we're looking at westbound at 70. This is a car fire after State Road 267. Actually, this is the crash blocking the right lane, causing stop traffic back to Ronald Reagan Parkway. I'm considering using US 40 instead. Southbound 69 is shut down because of a car fire, and this is before Big Bend Road. The right lane is blocked right now with the left lane just reopening, and traffic is jammed back to State Road 144. Looking at westbound 70 in Hancock County, and a stall before State Road 9, blocking the left lane. Stop traffic for about 2.5 miles. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn, 6-minute delay. Eastbound 70 slows Tibbs into the South Split, an 11-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping at code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, so coming up here in about, 15 minutes or so, the boy will be here, Chris Hammer. He is trying to become the young president of the University of Indianapolis student body. I don't think they've ever had a 20-year-old president before, but the boy's trying, so we'll find out how the campaign's going. And honestly, I just kind of want to talk about how the campus vibe is. Like, as blue as Indianapolis is, how come UIndy hasn't become like Columbia or IU? So we'll talk to Chris Hammer about that coming up in just a little bit. But up next, a fun round of Are You Okay With This? We're looking at 43 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
The market's up, the market's down. A lot of people say, look, don't look at your 401k when the market's down, all right? Just let it ride. But it does hurt, and if you're looking into your investments, you know there's a way you could make up for some losses you might be taking right now. When you invest with Bill Demery, your retirement guy, you invest $200,000 or more, you get an upfront 20% bonus, and you're also going to earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years.
Get an upfront 20% bonus on your deposit and earn an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years. And you'll sleep well knowing that your money is backed by one of the largest insurance companies in the world. Bill Demery, he's my retirement guy. He should be your retirement guy. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery. Call right now, 317-648-5120.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What are you going to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace too strict.
Attention Indiana homeowners, are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new, no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Quality Supply and Tools, your premier supplier of construction equipment, tools, and supplies, is hiring CDL drivers. Call Brian Myers at 317-690-2016.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Well, Hammer, the Florida Gators are the basketball champions, college basketball, NCAA. They beat Houston last night, 65-63. Houston had the ball down by 2 in the closing seconds. Florida played great defense. Houston didn't even get a shot off as the clock expired. Here is the sound.
National championship is in the balance. 13 seconds left. Florida leads it by 2. Uzan gonna go. Uzan, give it up. Cryer, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Sharp. He won't. He can't touch it. He can't. 1 second. And it's over. Florida is back on top of the college basketball world.
Wow. So are you okay with this? I said closing seconds. They had 13 seconds to try and tie that up or even go up by 3.
Yeah, it was a complete
by 1.
dumpster fire of a possession. Houston totally crapped their pants. It's one thing to get a shot up and you miss. Okay? That happens.
Sure.
That's sports. They didn't even get a shot up. And at the very end, there was a situation where one of the Houston guards had a ball. He jumps. Then he realizes, oh, crap, I've got nowhere to pass the ball, nowhere to really shoot. So he just drops the ball. But then you can't pick it up or it'd be a double dribble. So the ball's just sitting there. There's a dive for it. And while the guys are rolling around on the floor, the clock expires. That's the ball game. Just physical ball game last night.
The best team in college basketball win?
Probably. Yeah, I would say that. If you think the SEC was the best college basketball conference all year, I do, top to bottom. Florida Gators were the best team in the best conference. They were a number 1 seed. They cut down the nets. No arguments. But that was yesterday. Let's look ahead, Nige. Let's look ahead to next year.
Oh.
And again, there's still a lot of transfer
Already?
portal stuff to take place. But all the experts are saying that Purdue will be a top 3 team in America in the preseason polls.
No kidding.
Purdue is bringing all of their stars back. They've lost a couple bench guys, but they also brought in a big stud rebounder from the transfer portal. So Purdue is expected to be a top 3 team in America next year. Keep an eye out for that.
I love this next story because it just involves immaturity at an elderly level. If you watch these guys that did this, a couple of news anchors out of Philly, way too much fun reporting on a water main break. They were standing next to a big screen, okay? In studio. They had a live shot from overhead. One pretended to drink the fountain of water. The other stood so it looked like the water was gushing out of the fly of his pants.
Like he was peeing.
Regarding the water main break. Here's the audio. Go ahead.
Remember back in the day when you'd have to drink out of the hose?
Okay. Bob, there's so many things we could do with this.
Oh, no. Yeah. The list. Free car wash. Here we go.
Oh, hold on. Let me get that.
Yes. That's
truck.
it. Get them.
My urologist actually asks me every day, so how's the stream? I mean,
Yeah.
because they're going through this radiation stuff. Do you ever have a bidet?
I gotta try that one.
So you understand what's happening here. Are you okay with this?
Yeah, so it's like the big green screen, right? But they've got an image up of like a fountain and the water's squirting out. So these two newscasters in Philly are positioning their bodies in a way that looks like they're either drinking it, peeing it out, squirting it out of their backside. I love it.
I can't believe they allowed it, actually. The producers, the bosses there at their TV station, and it was hilarious. It went viral everywhere.
I love to see him having fun. And if anybody had a problem with that,
come on. Yeah.
Come on. You are the definition of a Karen. If you spent any time calling that TV station or sending a nasty tweet or an email, you are the textbook definition of a Karen.
It's like the older guy that made it look like he was peeing out that water fountain. Like he was an old guy, to me anyway, from what I remember it. He was like thrusting his hips out.
Right.
And it was like he kind of reminded me of Old Balls Tim Walls. Maybe I'm remembering it differently. I haven't seen the footage for a couple days, but that's what it reminded me of, and it was hilarious.
Man, these guys were having fun with it. I'm good with it. I like people having fun on the air. All right, going to take a little break here.
Okay.
When we come back, the boy will be here.
Come on.
Chris Hammer, talking about his run to be the college president here in Indianapolis at UND. That and more right after the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The falling Indiana gas prices. Radar clear today, but likely not tomorrow, with more rain expected, and that could exacerbate flooding in southern Indiana. A freeze warning again tonight. It's 42 downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. You may see gas hit $3 or below within the next week, and Gas Buddies Patrick DeHaan says that has nothing to do with drill, baby, drill.
In fact, as a result of the big drop in oil prices, oil companies are less likely to drill, baby, drill. Not incentivized with falling prices. Oil companies tend to decrease oil production.
He credits the tariffs for slowing the economy down and also OPEC for increasing oil production for the drop. Another day with the Dow down.
The volatility continued on Wall Street for a fourth trading session, with the major averages giving up an early rally and finishing lower as trade tensions mount. The White House says 104% tariffs on Chinese imports will go into effect shortly after midnight, even as the Trump administration is moving to quickly start talks with other trading partners. All of the 11 S&P 500 sectors were lower, with tech the worst decliner. The Dow winners, United Health Group, JP Morgan Chase, and Travelers. The Dow decliners, Apple, Home Depot, and Sherwin-Williams. The Dow falling 320 points. The Nasdaq lower by 335. S&P 500 down 79. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Your HOA might not be able to prevent you from selling a motor vehicle and thus having it in the neighborhood if a bill considered today by the Indiana Senate becomes law.
And now I've got a guy, it is a motor vehicle, a food truck that looks horrible, sitting in the driveway right next to my property, and now the provision I could use to keep that food truck out is now gone.
Senator Michael Young of Indianapolis says he believes the state would be exerting too much control over homeowners associations by making another law telling them what they can and can't prevent in the neighborhoods. Some people believe that could hurt some property values. Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, I-69 has reopened in Morgan County. This is southbound 69 before Big Bend Road. A vehicle fire shut down the interstate. It has reopened with the right lane blocked. Traffic is stopped back to State Road 144. A little bit beyond that is a several-mile delay. If you can make it up to 144, start your reroute there. In Hendricks County, westbound 70 crash near County Road 525 East. It has the right lane blocked. Traffic is stopped back to State Road 267 and then to Ronald Reagan Parkway. Exit Ronald Reagan Parkway, pick up 40 if you want to avoid that monster delay. Westbound 78 Hancock County, that's stall cleared. That's good. Inbound 65, stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, stop and go traffic, 9-minute delay coming in from Tibbs to the south split. And north side, eastbound 465, slow roll. Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Freeze warnings in place again tonight from midnight to 9 a.m. Wednesday with lows in the low 30s. Then showers expected from late morning Wednesday through the afternoon nighttime hours. Highs only in the lower 50s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, well, hello. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
Again, we're all family around here, right? We share our lives with you, and that includes the people that are actually family with us. My oldest son, Chris Hammer, is here.
What's up, Chris?
How's it going?
Former intern here on the Hammer and Nigel Show, now a sophomore at the University of Indianapolis, and you are running to be the student body president. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, I don't know if there's ever been a sophomore 20-year-old president for a major city university, but you're trying to become the first. Why?
We're trying to become student body president basically because the current SGA that we have at UIndy, it feels like they don't really talk to a lot of the students, actual students out there. They make a lot of internal decisions with their people, but when it comes to actually doing what the students want, there's almost no community engagement there.
So they're like the House Republicans here in Indiana.
Pretty much, yes, exactly.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Lack of transparency seems to be the issue.
Right, and the student government at UIndy is fairly new. I believe it was formed like 3 or 4 years ago, so it's a fairly new thing around here. There's only been a couple presidents, so
really they haven't had a student body president.
They had one a while ago, but like that student government like dissolved, and they didn't have one for a long time, and it just recently got brought back.
So, Chris, I know you want to talk about you and your campaign and your running mate and what you're going to do, but who's your competition?
We got two people running against us. We got someone named Jotan, and then we got someone named Griffin. Griffin's a football player. Jotan is the current vice president right now.
Okay. Are they upperclassmen?
That I'm not sure on. I'm not sure of their class. I think Jotan is. I think Griffin might be our age.
Okay. So the football player is, who's that?
Griffin.
Griffin.
Yes.
Okay. Man, it's tough. You're competing against a football player, and he's got like, what, 60-something teammates he can recruit.
It's definitely interesting because a lot of the football players follow like our social media page that we run there. We run kind of like a like Barstool-ish page there. So we're just kind of competing for that vote with there too. I think it's 50-50 on the football team of who they're supporting, so that's better for us.
Hey, if you can take 50% of the football vote and pick up some other votes, kid, you might be in business.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I like your campaign commercials are stellar. Do they have anything compared to that? I haven't seen anything. Like I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this thing of this drone coming down through downtown Indianapolis, and it looked like the Matrix, and all of a sudden it came up on two guys and they were fighting on it, and I realized it was you.
Yep, there's me and my
That
roommate.
campaign commercial was incredible. I didn't even know it was you at first. I didn't know what I was watching at first, and nobody else is doing that.
No, nobody.
But campaign commercials is one thing. Winning an election is another.
Like we can put all the God tier videos out that we want.
Yeah.
It's just coming to get our base to actually go vote. And that's what we're trying to accomplish right now. We're trying to tell our base, like, you have a week to vote for us. If you support us, we need you to vote. We need your support.
Are we allowed to do that? Like, do we have to have the football player on now?
No.
To counter this?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I would have run a negative campaign ad against him, to be honest with you.
That's awesome. We'll post it.
So what would be the responsibilities of being a president of a university student body on, let's be honest, a very blue city in Indianapolis? What's the dichotomy? What's the breakdown of the campus of UIndy?
In terms of political views, very left-leaning, very liberal. But my understanding of being the SGA president, it's similar to when I was class president in high school. I think it has very little to do with actual like political issues like taxes and stuff like that, obviously.
You don't get to set an abortion policy? That's what you're telling me?
It's just coming down to trying to make campus fun for everybody on campus, you know, making sure everybody's voice is heard and trying to make sure everybody has a good time while we're going through this thing called college.
So how has UIndy, being as liberal as you say that it is with the student breakdown in very blue Indianapolis, been able to avoid some of those situations like we've seen at Columbia, these encampments? Honestly, some of the situations we've seen down at IU.
It's interesting. I really don't. The main thing I would say why we avoid that is because we're not a big school like IU is or Columbia. We're a private school. We don't have that many students compared to them. But yeah, I haven't seen any major protests on our campus. Just we have a social media app that's just all the people at UIndy. A lot of complaining on there, but that's about as far as we get in terms of protests like that.
I don't care about protests as much as I care about like violence and blocking people from entering buildings and some of the things you see at like Columbia and some of the Ivy League schools.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of that around here.
Good.
No.
Well, that's good.
No chatter of people trying to start those types of groups?
I've seen chatter of people trying to start protests, but they never formed. And even if they did form, it wouldn't be nothing like you saw at IU or Harvard or any stuff, something like that.
Okay, we're speaking with Chris Hammer, former intern of this program, my oldest son, 20 years old, running to be the student body president at the University of Indianapolis. So if hell freezes over and you win this thing and you beat the football player and you beat the other dude, what do you do on day one and what happens moving forward? Give me the first 100 days of a Hammer administration.
Well, I think day one for us, and I think a lot of people will be happy about this, is we want to make it easier for people to run against us next year. We've encountered there's a lot of rules that were set by the university that we had to follow. Just to put up a flyer, we had to have like 3 people stamp it, and there's so many rules where you can and can't punt it. We want to eliminate a lot of these barriers that it takes to become president at this university.
Government regulations and red tape.
Right.
Cut through that stuff, baby. Cut through it.
That's what we want to do day one. We want to make it easier for people to run against us. And then one of the major things we're going to do is we're going to create a website where people can submit complaints, requests anonymously to protect their identity. And we'll directly get that. And we'll work on getting those complaints handled as fast as we can. We'll also make a social media account progressing everything that we've done. It's called a progress tracker. So it shows the students like, hey, we're doing your stuff. We're not just sitting on it. We're not just sitting around. We're actually out doing it.
Can you guys handle property tax too? Because it sounds like you guys have got a pretty good grasp on things right now. Can you guys talk to some of these idiots over at the State House?
Are you driving a Yukon Denali currently
I am
school?
not. I am not.
A $90,000 car because you got fat friends, i.e. a fat dad? Chris Hammer is with us. So tell me, who are the people that are with you? You've got a vice president. You've kind of got like an inner circle. You mentioned this little network that you have. Who are the folks with you?
So my vice president's a guy named Jose. I've known him ever since middle school. We went to the same school system together growing up. We run the before mentioned Instagram account, our Barstool account there. That's kind of how we got our big following through the account, through the school, is people following our account. And then there's a guy named Badri. He does a lot of our video editing, does some graphics. All these guys are featured in a lot of our campaign ads too.
So you've got like the Latino and you've got like an Indian with you too.
And we've also got a couple of people. Martin, he's from South America. We got people from all over the globe.
Right. So your group here, it's kind of like the bus from the movie Speed. The only thing you're missing is Elizabeth Warren in your counter with the big full Indian headdress on.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, you guys got your stuff together as far as that's concerned, though. You guys helped us out with the perfume parody that Hammer and I did. That was incredible.
That was fun to film. Loved it.
But the campaign commercials, I've never seen anything like that before. Again, when I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see something that I don't know what I'm looking at, but I know it's incredible, and I don't recognize, I didn't have the volume up, and then I finally, because I didn't recognize you. I've known you since you were a little ankle biter.
It's rare to see me in a suit, I'll admit. I was in formal attire. I was in a wife beater and jorts, like average Beach Grove Saturday night.
No, it was like Neo in the Matrix, but that stuff that you guys, is that all stuff that's indicative of what you can learn at your university as well, or is that just...
I'll give some credit to my vice president right now, Jose. He's really good at doing a lot of the video editing. He does a lot of this stuff. I'm just the guy that gets on the camera and talks. That's kind of my role there, but he's really good at doing
You're
video
the
editing.
idea guy. He's the video guy.
Pretty much, yes.
Do you ever have to tell him, know your role and shut your mouth, though?
All the time, yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
His last name is Hammer, of course.
It's got to be a little bit of an a-hole in him somewhere. All right, so if there are parents of UIndy students listening right now, hell, maybe there are UIndy students listening right now, what can they do to vote for you?
There was an email sent out by a guy named Rob. He's the guy that runs the student affairs.
Not Rob Kendall.
Not Rob Kendall, no. But he runs the student affairs there. He sent out the link. It's a Google form to vote for us. You can vote right from your email. Or there's several polling places around campus where I believe you scan a QR code and it takes you to the same Google form.
Now, is there election security? Like, we can't stuff the ballot for you. You have to be a student and show
there
ID,
is, which
right?
This is interesting because I guess last year there wasn't. They forgot to restrict the Google form to only UND emails. So they were people around the country voting for our presidential election last year. So they made extra sure to take care of that for this year.
Chris Hammer is popular in the Tennessee region for some reason. That's odd.
The Vegas voters are coming in for some reason.
You just also wrapped up your sophomore campaign on the school bowling team, which you had to do some crowdsourcing and had to raise some money just to keep that season alive. How'd it go?
It went pretty good. I think we did 5 tournaments, which is about what we did last year when we were an actual club sport. I won't say we were the best bowling team of all time, but we definitely went out there. We competed. I mean, hell, we beat Michigan State one time. So that in itself is
Suck
a
it,
dub.
Sparty. You hear that? Sparty, suck it.
But
and you won the Hammer and Nigel Red, White, and Bowl.
We did, yes. We competed in that. That was awesome. That's
You
a
gonna
fun
do
event.
it again?
The Red, White, and Bowl event?
No, the for your junior year.
Yeah, we're trying to source out. We got to find some new bowlers. So if anybody at UND's listening and bowls, feel free to reach out to Chris Hammer on Instagram.
The transfer portal doesn't help too many bowling programs,
especially
does it?
not student organizations, because we're not even technically a sport there. We're just a student organization.
Right. The transfer portal does not exist for pay your own way bowling at UND.
Right.
All right, so last thing here. We're gearing up for a little roadie to go see AC/DC in May, right?
I love the bumping music. That was awesome. Perfect song.
Oh, man, I'm so jealous.
I'm ready for it. I'm hyped for this.
Before that, though, Christmas gift that you got from the coupon lady and myself, you get to be the person that opens up the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this year.
Yes, he got me a really cool gift. Thank you so much for it.
I was there. I was at the auction.
Silent auction. Nigel was there.
Behind the scenes at the Indy 500. I believe I get to be out there when they fire the cannon, so that's going to be awesome.
You get to fire the cannon.
I get to be on the track while the jets are going over during the national anthem, when they start up the engines. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
Because you are Mr. Indy 500,
I am.
right?
I love that event. It's the best time of the year.
All right. One more time for the rare chance that there may be some UND students listening, but more likely their parents or grandparents right now. Where can they go? What do they do?
If you'd like to vote for us, just look for that email from Rob. It'll be there. It'll take you to the Google form. If you want to reach out to us, just reach out to Chris Hammer on your email, hammerc@und.edu. I'm always open. I'll always respond. And if you're ready to have your voice finally heard in your student government, please consider voting for me and Jose.
Future Governor Chris Hammer right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, kid.
No problem.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Pat Sullivan here. Have you heard about impact-resistant shingles? They're the smart choice for protecting your home from harsh weather. And here's something you may not know. Most insurance companies offer discounts on your premiums if you install them. At the Michaelis Corporation, we offer top-tier Category 3 and Category 4 impact-resistant shingles that stand up to the toughest storms. From hail to high winds, these shingles offer a 30-year warranty that stands by their durability. And when a weather event hits, don't worry. Let Michaelis perform a free inspection of your property to ensure everything is in top condition. We don't inspect the roof at ground level. Our experts will safely climb onto the roof to check for damages. Roof, gutter, siding, windows are all inspected for storm damage. Michaelis Corporation provides over 35 years of disaster restoration. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY.
Mark Dito, the only real estate expert I trust, the only expert you should trust with the sale of your home. Andrew in downtown Noblesville recently retired, and the goal is to sell their home of 30 years, buy an RV, and spend summers traveling to Montana and winters in Arizona. I love it. Mark Dito's team made it happen fast, went under contract in 3 days, over asking price, no contingencies.
Mark Dito guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. The Mark Dito guarantee is what separates him from everybody else. And you deserve that because you deserve to make the most money. 317-755-4232. Call Mark Dietel today, 755-4232, or markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
You support them. Who supports you? Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide insight, encouragement, and resources to help you navigate a loved one's recovery on the Supporting Sobriety podcast. Listen and get support wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Matt Baer, we got a Pacers game tonight. Pacers and the Wizards. I think I'm going to go over there and check it out here in a little bit. If anybody's coming downtown or maybe they're going somewhere else this evening, how are the roads?
Well, we're stuck in traffic hammer out in Hendricks County. It's about an 8-mile delay right now on westbound 70 starting at County Road 525 East. It's a crash, and right now the right lane is blocked. Traffic is stopped all the way past Ronald Reagan Parkway, kind of where the Indianapolis Airport Collector starts to end and turn into Ronald Reagan Parkway. So US 40 is the better option right now. It's starting to take traffic around Ronald Reagan Parkway and Avon Avenue, so it's bad. Looking at southbound 69, the crash vehicle fire did clear, and everything is reopened to Big Bend Road. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic MLK to Meridian Pad, an 8-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
43 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nigel sportscaster Stephen A. Smith, flamethrower at ESPN.
Yeah, highest paid, probably besides Pat McAfee.
Oh, he makes more money than Pat, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Pat might have more in his bank account from the NFL days, but Stephen A. just got a new deal, and whoo, a lot of zeros there. He says that he's leaving his door open, and he's serious about a presidential run.
Oh, boy.
He says that he's been approached by Democrat operatives from Washington, people on Capitol Hill, who claim the Democrats need somebody they can rally around. There's no face right now. They need a fighter. And Stephen A. Smith says, I might be willing to be that guy.
Anybody laughing at this? Anybody poo-pooing this? Anybody saying, oh, yeah, right. Go back to 2015, pal. You can't laugh at stuff like this anymore. You can't blow this kind of idea off anymore. All right, Stephen A. Smith, he's a flamethrower. I actually agree with him sometimes, but you can't laugh at this anymore after Donald Trump got elected.
Right.
Sorry.
People said, the guy from The Apprentice, that obnoxious billionaire?
Yes.
No way. The reality star will never be the president. We've had an actor president. We've had a guy acting like the president, Joe Biden. The actor? And it's, been known to happen in this country. And the Democrats don't have a face right now. So, again, don't rule anything out. Stephen A. Smith may just be their nominee.
Who knows?
Don't go anywhere. Top story is next.
I love Exercise Inc. I've been with the program for years, and I love it because it's challenging. It's tough. It gets me the physical activity my body needs and my body craves, and it does it in only 20 minutes a week. Once a week for 20 minutes. It's a once a week, 20-minute workout with Exercise Inc. They have locations all over town, by the way. Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood. I go to the one in Zionsville. There's now a new one in Fishers. It's just a different way of working out. And it's a hard workout, don't get me wrong, but it's only once a week for 20 minutes. I've lost weight. I've even built muscle. My clothes fit different. These are small private studios, no mirrors, no music, never any more than 3 or 4 clients at a time. It's just you and your coach. And if you need help with your diet and eating habit and routines and what to do to stay healthy outside the gym, your coach can help you with that too. Exercise Inc. Change your life in 20 minutes a week. ExerciseInc.com. Check out ExerciseInc.com and tell them Nigel sent you.
Men, if you're over 40, if you're struggling with some low energy, if you're not feeling yourself, Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of the conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get